Peace. What's good, family? We back up in this bitch. I see y'all. I see the usual suspects. Miss Ravioli, what's good? She's a Patreon VIP. We about to get into it, y'all. Make sure you click like upon entering the room. Wipe your fingers on that like button. NYC in the house. Okay, we're gonna get to all your questions. Hold up, y'all read premature. Goodness gracious. What's good, famo? Peace, God. Oh, did he add? Almost looked like his emoji had the two fingers together type of shit. Let me find out. Yeah. All right, y'all. What's good, y'all? Welcome back to Not a Mean Godcast. I am Lord Jamar. Digger, and Godfrey are still on hiatus, but they will be back. Trust they will be back. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed. Click that notification bell. If you'd like to become a patron, which is the best way to see all content immediately, unmolested, unchopped up, and sometimes to see conversations that you can't necessarily put up on YouTube, because YouTube is on that bullshit right now, with certain things you can't even speak on, you know, when it comes to telling the truth out here in these motherfucking internet streets. So yeah, we put shit up like that over there on Patreon and shit like that. And who knows, we might have versions of this conversation tonight might have to go up there, because I think this brother is cut from a similar cloth that I'm cut from what I can tell from as I've done my research on this brother, seeing some parallels. So we're gonna get into it. Y'all see who it is in the description. I'm about to bring him on. We almost had a time crossing, but we figured that shit out. Shout out to the sister Carvina for hooking this shit up. Well, listen, with no further ado, I want to bring my brother onto the show right about now. From the Boogie Down Bronx. Someone that, you know, his name is definitely buzzing right now, especially on these internet streets. And we're going to get to know who he is tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Godcast, my brother Hocus 4/5. Yes, sir. How are you, King?
I'm good, King. Thanks for having me. I really appreciate this, man. Been trying to get up here forever, and we here.
Oh, man. Yes, listen.
Talk to the gods.
Yeah. I'm glad to have you. You know, sometimes I be in my own world, man, and it's hard to keep abreast of everybody that's doing their damn thing. You know what I mean? Like, hang on, let me just make sure I'm more centered. There we go. Yeah, and you've definitely been doing your damn thing, and I've been hearing your name, but you know what I mean? You hear people's names, but you don't sometimes you don't have a face that go with the name, and you're not fully sure why you keep hearing this name.
Right.
But your name is definitely a name that's been buzzing for a little while. I'm gonna tell you, my man Poobah, Grand Poobah, Maxwell, he really enjoys you. Like, he really enjoys the things that you have to say. And that's my brother. We are A-alikes. We be alike and see alike. So it's no coincidence that once I really started to look into who you were, and I'm hearing the shit you saying, I'm like, oh, this brother's on the same, he's on that frequency, like, you know what I mean? And I'm hearing people talking about you into so-called conspiracy theories or whatever,
Right. I get it all day. I get it. I know
yeah,
you get it.
They say I'm into those too, Shout out to the god Malik. He said, I'm not into conspiracy theories. He said, I'm into it's so fucking obvious, can't y'all fucking see theories? Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's the type of shit I'm into. But welcome, my brother. So yeah, let's get into it, man. For those who might not know you, let's get into your history. Who is Hocus for 4/5? How'd you come with that name? Talk to me. Like, what's your story?
I'm a rapper from the Bronx. Castle.
Well, hang on. Are you on your iPhone right now?
Yeah.
Can you put it in landscape mode, please, if possible?
All right. Let me see if I can do this.
There you go. There you go.
Is
there
that better?
Yeah, that's perfect.
Let me see. There you go. Yeah, I'm a rapper from the Bronx. I was born in Harlem, but moved to the Bronx at an early age.
What part of the Bronx? Okay.
Yeah, Castle Projects to be exact. And you asked where I got my name from. I actually, back in the days, graffiti was real big in New York City, and it was this dude from my projects, Castle Hill Projects, and he used to write graffiti on the wall. And he used to write Hocus, and that was his tag name. And but for some reason, two of my friends, when I was young, I had to be around 11, 12, 13, something around then. One day they just kept calling me Hocus, and I'm just like, why y'all keep calling me that? Every time they see me, they would call me Hocus. They was like, we seen you tagging up the name on the. I said that wasn't me, and I just jacked the name, and and it's so crazy because me and dude was feuding for a while over the name, but like recently,
and you knew you had jacked it, but you was like, fuck that.
I knew I had jacked it. Recently we kind of like, because I went on Queen's Flip and I was talking about it, and I kind of threw him under the bus. And he had hit me up like, yo, you should have just shouted me out. But when I came home from jail, he was like trying to tell everybody, oh, he's the fake Hocus, he's the fake Hocus. So, but we made amends, and he's like, he's older than me. And he's like, yo, run with the name, you doing your thing, you Hocus, you know what I'm saying? And I appreciate his blessings. Like, I appreciate that from him. You know what I'm saying? Like, like go run with the name. But yeah, I got my name from a graffiti artist. I keep it real. I give him his props.
I mean, that's dope that you would keep it real like that you would even tell the truth, because some people would, let pride or ego, like, you know what I mean? There's a lot of stupid shit that, when we was young, like, we might have done. When I first started rhyming and shit like that, you don't know how to rhyme and shit. Like, you might say a nigga's rhyme and act like it was, because these niggas don't know this shit type of shit. Who said they was doing that? They used to say, I think I heard MC Search saying this. He used to say Lottie Dottie, because he knew Lottie Dottie before the shit was out or whatever the case may be. And so people thought that was his shit. And then when the fucking record came out, he had to fess up to the shit or what. Like, that wasn't you, motherfucker. Like, so yeah, that's funny that you did that. So where's the 4/5 come from?
Well, the 4/5 is actually in reference to 45 caliber, obviously, but I attached the 4/5 when I started rapping because I used to hear Beanie Siegel all the time, be like, Beanie Siegel, Desert Eagle, like he used that a lot, and it sounded slick to me. I was like, I need something slick like that. So every time before I used to start a rhyme, I just be like, Hocus 4/5. I'm like, oh, all right, you know what I mean? I just put it together and I say it every time, and like people started calling me 4/5 instead of Hocus. You know what I mean? So I was like, I'm gonna just attach that to my name, and it separated me from Duke, so I'm Hocus 4/5. You know what I'm saying?
Copy. So you're from Soundview. Castle Hill Projects.
Yeah, it was the Soundview section of the Bronx.
Soundview section.
Castle Hill Project.
Which is basically the, well, some will say it's the ground zero for hip hop. Some may argue, some will say hip hop started in a few different places, kind of simultaneously, but most famously, people know for that Soundview, Castle Hill, Bronx River section of the Bronx as being that hip hop impetus. Yes, so you had that influence growing up.
Oh, most definitely. My father was the one who really introduced me to like hip hop, and my father was from Harlem, but as far as the influence in the hood, yeah, we know Zulu Nation, that's Bronx River. Just Ice is actually from Castle Hill, so
Just Ice, that's my guy.
Right. So just just knowing that, and then when Lord Tariq and Peter Guns took off, it just felt so close to home. It was just like it was a great feeling, what I'm saying, growing up and being from that area, like. Yeah, like what I'm saying, we was really attached to them. Like you was really attached to your artists from your area back then. What I'm saying? I don't know if it's the same now. It's kind of like, it's kind of like now it's like everything is so close because the internet just make everybody so reachable. You know what I mean? So it's kind of different feeling, but
yeah, it's definitely more special when you get somebody from around your way. Like you could be a fan of somebody from all the way over here, but when it's a nigga like that really just put a certain pride, you know what I mean? Like, and a feeling of I can do it too type of shit. Like, growing up in Westchester, it was almost like, growing up on Mars. Everybody was from the Bronx or Brooklyn or Queens, you know what I mean? Like, it wasn't a lot of people from Westchester doing it like that, you know what I mean? But then you had people like Pooh Bah, Master Ceremonies, come with this shit, and then you had somebody like Heavy D who went crazy big, you know what I mean? And that Heavy D really inspired Westchester dudes. Like,
I didn't even know he was from Westchester. Wow.
Mount Vernon, bro. You didn't know that?
Okay, no. I don't know why I always thought he was from one of the boroughs. I just didn't know which.
He was from Mount Vernon, bro. So somebody from Mount Vernon, and it's like I used to be in Mount Vernon. I used to be in Yonkers. Like, so yeah, man, that was a big inspiration. And then now here we come, Brand Nubian. Now we inspired more, you know what I mean? Mary, and, you know what I mean? DMX, the Locks, like, come on, man. The shit. Now Westchester's crazy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, all because of that inspiration of when somebody from right around your way comes out, it's like, yeah, okay.
It's like I could do it too. Like, give you that feeling.
I can do it too. Yes.
Right.
Absolutely. So what made you feel like, because I always like to ask people, so you grew up around hip hop, your father introduced you to it. So obviously you're a fan of hip hop. When do you go from being a fan of hip hop to feeling like, you know what, I can do this too?
So when I was real young, I say my father died when I was 12. So I say had to be around between the ages of 8 and 11, something like that. He always used to like talk about us rapping. I got 7 brothers, 3 sisters. I got a big family.
Oh, wow.
So he used to always talk about it. Yeah, and
where do you fall in that real quick? Where do you fall?
I'm the 4th child. I'm the 3rd son, the 4th child. My sister's the oldest, and then I'm the 4th child. So got 2 brothers. I'm one of the older ones.
Copy.
But yeah. So like he played this song for me called "Trap" by Tupac. And that was the first time that I ever written down a lyric. Like back in the day, we used to write other people's lyrics down to remember the song. Like, I don't know why, like 8 years old, that song it just stuck to me. And he's rapping about being trapped in this prison of illusion. Like, being trapped and like being trapped in your mind. And it's crazy. Like, I know you familiar with the song, but that song stuck to me as a kid. And my father always used to try to encourage us to rap. So back in the day, so we used to record on the radio, cassette radio, like, rap into the radio, press the record button and the play button at the same time. So one day he said, he told me to rap for him. And I was like, I don't want to do it in front of you. So I did it on the radio in the living room, and he stood in the room, and then he came back and he heard it. And he was like, yo, this is really good. And I thought it was trash. I'm like, I didn't really know that I was freestyling, but like his words were so powerful that I think if he would have told me that it was trash, nah, this ain't for you, I would have
never killed your shit.
Yeah, he was like my, that was my big homie. That was like my mentor, my everything. His word meant everything. So that's why I say my father, he's a big inspiration for me being a rapper. But as I got older, even after he died, I always had that love for it. I just kept it going.
So wait, do you think you thought it was trash, but upon reflection, was it really trash? Do you think he was gassing you up, or he really saw that it was good, but you just didn't have confidence in yourself?
Yeah, I think it was that. I was like I said, I was probably like 9, 10 years old, somewhere around there. Like, it was the first time I really tried to rap. So from what I can remember, and I just thought like, I didn't think it was good. Maybe he seen some potential though. Like, okay.
Right. That's what's up. That's what's up. So, all right, you rapping. Fast forward, what's going on? I understand you got locked up at some point and all that. What
Well, yeah, I got
going on in these streets? What you doing in these streets of Castle Hill? Because I know that these is ill areas and shit like that. Like shit goes on. So, first of all, what years are we talking about? Because you said you was 8 years old writing down Trapped. I'm like,
so
like,
yeah, I know
when,
I look like a baby. I blame it on the vegan life. You know what I'm saying? But I'm 38 years old. I'm not.
Okay, yeah, but yeah, I'm 53. Well, I'm about to be 53. Shit. So I remember when that shit Trapped was out.
Right.
And I'm a grown fucking man. Like,
Right.
so for you to be like, I was 8 years old, I'm like, damn, that's still like, yeah, you pretty young to me.
Oh, that's still like a baby. Okay,
Yeah. But yes, you look great for your age. You got people that's 38 that look like they're fucking 62. You know what I mean?
Washed up.
And we can get into the whole, because we talk about shit like this on this show too. We can get into the whole vegan life. But yeah, tell me what's going on. Like you're into the street shit and all that, from what I understand. Yes.
Yeah. So you could like I told you, I got 7 brothers, 3 sisters, big family. My father died when I was 12. Like I said, I'm one of the older ones, so my mom's is left with a lot of young children. You know what I'm saying? And it's like my father was in the streets also. You know what I mean? But at the time that he died, him and my mother had left the streets alone. I was in foster care. They came and got us out of foster care. That's how we moved to the Bronx. Like I said, I'm originally from Harlem. We moved from foster care in Brooklyn. They found an apartment in Castle Hill Projects. They went and looked at the apartment. They thought it was a good area, but it was not a good area. I tell you, gunshots every day. I'll do gunshots. Like, it's not a good area. But
during the daytime, it looked cool as shit.
It looked cool.
Nightfall came, shit was crazy.
They got the grass cut. Okay, what? Gunshots every. Get down. Don't look out the window. Your parents told you back in the day. You hear gunshots, don't run to that window. That was every day. You know what I mean? And so when he died, it was just like kind of. I know this might sound crazy to some people, but it was kind of like natural, like it was kind of, I knew natural that I had like the older ones, like my brother, like we hit the streets. It was a kind of natural thing, like we got to do what we got to do because mom's got to take care of the little ones. And yeah, I was out there in the streets of Castle Hill at a young age, man. I started hustling at 14 years old. Running around.
What you hustling at that age?
Crack. Started selling crack. You know what I'm saying?
The first thing you sold.
The first thing I ever sold was crack.
Right. That's ill. The first thing I ever sold was dimes of coke. Like before weed or anything like that. Like somehow I was selling dimes of coke. Like that was crazy.
Now, crack was like, I ain't gonna lie, crack was crazy in the 90s, man. It was like the flow was ridiculous. There was such a high demand for that. I don't even think these kids nowadays will even understand. It's like hard to even explain. Like it was lines, my nigga, for crack. They was lined up, and my projects are big projects, and you got to think there's a lot of people selling crack, but everybody was making money. So yeah, I'm 14 years old. I'm out there. I'm selling crack. I toting guns, doing street shit. You know what
I'm saying? And so what? Eventually, you got caught for some shit.
Yeah, well, I could take you down the timeline, you know what I'm saying? Because I got caught a few times. So like I said, I'm 14 doing that, I'm running the streets. But I dropped out of high school. Like I got my GED after my father died. I was like, school was kind of like, you know, I mean, I finished grade school, but then I went to high school, and I just couldn't go to school. It was just like too much freedom. You know what I mean? I'm hustling. I don't have to be here. I can walk out the door. So I walk out the door. I go to my block and sell some crack. I don't want to be here. This is boring. You know what I'm saying? And like, you know, so I got my GED. I went off to college though, believe it or not. You know, when I was 17 years old, I went up to Sony Morrisville in college. And at this time I started gangbanging when I was 17 years old. You know, I became blood. I became a set, sex, money, murder. You know, that set started in my neighborhood. You know what I mean? And you know, I became it. And while I'm in college, I'm upstate. I'm a blood, you know what I mean? So I found out, I heard through the grapevine that it's Crips and Bloods up there, and the Crip pulled out a gun on the blood. I'm like, oh, word?
And you said you're in college?
I'm in college. Six hours away, upstate New York, Sony Morrisville. Yeah.
But
so they said it was
college.
a party that happened, and like a Crip pulled out a gun on the blood. So I was like, okay, I'm going home and go get my gun. Like it's like the mentality is really fucked up. You know what I'm saying? But I went home. I got on the bus. I went home. I got my gun, but instead of me
went home to New York,
yeah, I got on the bus. I said, yeah, they can't go just pull a gun out on me up here. I'm like, hold on, I ain't got no family.
You got on the bus, went back to the Bronx, got your gun, went back up there.
No, so this is what happened. I went back to the Bronx, got my gun. Okay, but instead of me like leaving it upstairs or I'm in the project. I'm back home. I'm running around with the bros. Like, yo, they didn't see me in a while, like 2-3 months. I was in college. And police run down on us. You know, me and one of my mans both had a gun on us. He tossed his. Me, I tried to tuck it. They run down on us. They searched me. They didn't find it the first time. I don't know what made this super cop search me again. I don't know what made him do it, man. He searched me again. He found it. They pinned me up. Now I got a gun charge. I'm 17 years old. You know, but I eventually I wound up getting 5 years probation. My probation officer did ask me, like, yo, you want to go back up to school? You know, we'll let you go back up. And I was just like, nah, I don't want to go back up. I'm gonna get a job. So I lied to him, and I knew what I was gonna do. I'm gonna stay on the block and sell crack. That was my mindset. Like, I'm gonna just stay here, get my money. Like, cause you know, I went up there, I tried it, but you know, it was a dumbass decision that I made that, you know, led me down a crazy path. But I was still into music and all that though. You know, I was still like at that time I wasn't taking music serious, but I always was still like try to write rhymes, and I still had a love and a passion for music. Now, this is the year 2000, right? The year 2001, I'm in the hood. Similar kind of situation now happens to us. It was this Crip dude. He comes on the block on Castle Hill. He's flagging blue. We, you know, we blood. Everybody's blood. The whole neighborhood is blood. We like, yo, you gotta get off the block with that. He started talking crazy. You know, we pounds him out, we fix him, boom, boom, whatever. He runs upstairs and he go get his father. And him and his father comes back downstairs, and his father got a knife. So, long story short, his father get disarmed from the knife. His father ends up with 200 stitches on his neck.
Whoa.
From his throat to his, you know, to back here. His father and stitches on his head. And they charging me with attempt murder. Now, so when I got locked up with the gun, I was on Rikers Island, right? That was when I was 17. Now, a year later, I'm back on Rikers Island. Now I'm 18. You know what I mean? But I'm charged with attempt murder this time. And so I'm sitting on Rikers Island, and lo and behold, like dude never, like other people told on me. They, you know, they pointed me out and said I did whatever, but dude never snitched on me. So, you know, when I kept going to court, and they didn't have a complaining victim. They had to let me go. You know what I mean? So, you know, they let me go off of Rikers Island. And I was like, okay, cool. You know what I mean? So I come home off of that. And I'm like, you know what? I always still had a conscience. You know what I mean? Like, I always wanted to do the right thing. So I'm like, yo, I'm going to go try to get a job, man. I'm going to just chill this time. Like, I'm going to chill from selling crack. Let me go try to get a job. So back in the days, you used to have to look in the newspaper, you know, find out what's the job list. No internet. You know what I'm saying? So I circled a couple of job listings. I go downtown Manhattan, and, you know, I'm looking for my job. I'm going to these interviews, and I feel like it was going good. Out of all the days in the world, So I said that was 2000. This is 2001. Out of all the days in the world, what day you think I went to look for a job, man? 9/11, 2001. I'm downtown Manhattan.
Shit.
I walk in the middle of the street. I see everybody crying, oh, going crazy. I'm like, what's going on? I walk in the middle of the street. I look up. The fucking towers is on fire. I see this, I'm like, oh shit. So in my mind, I'm thinking like, I thought like, terrorists is like they bombing us with airplanes, like bombing us. And I'm just so scared. I start to walk off. I hear people yelling again. I look up, the fucking towers is falling.
Whoa,
yeah, like I really witnessed this shit, and my heart is just pounding now. And I literally walked from I'm like on 20-something street. I literally walked from there all the way back up to the Bronx. You know what I'm saying? Because there was no trains running. The buses was like super packed. Yeah, it was crazy. So I walked all the way back up to the Bronx. And first thing I did is when I got back to Castle Hill, I went and got a bottle of Henny.
All that? Was you sooty and all that? Did the dust get on you? Did the dust and all that get on you?
No, I wasn't that far down.
Okay,
I was like on 20-something street. Like, you could still see them. They fucking mad tall.
That dust went far though. When that shit came down, that shit went far. Like,
the dust didn't get on me, but you're right, it definitely did. I'm happy. I probably had some health complications now if I was that close. I know a lot of people who did. But yeah, so when I got back to the hood, I got me a little bottle of Henny, and I said, "Yo, I just felt like getting a job wasn't for me." That was my sign to never look for a job again. I
tried to get a job, and 9/11 happened.
That was God telling me, like, nah, you ain't supposed to have a job.
See, I tried to get a job, and a whole fucking building fell down. Like, fuck this shit, man. This ain't for me, man.
Yo, that shit was crazy. Hilarious. I actually witnessed that, man. That was crazy, man.
I actually witnessed the second building blow up. Okay. And all I'm going to say is, because I was watching it, not from TV live, but from Brooklyn, I saw no plane. I only saw an explosion. You know where I saw the plane? When I watched it on TV.
Watch it on TV. Right. CGI.
Now, when I came upon it, the first one was already hit. I don't know. I can't speak on that. But I'm watching the second one from a rooftop and all of that type of shit. And we're watching it. And all of a sudden, the shit just exploded, bro.
I mean, so many architects done broke it down. Like, there's no way a building free fall like that from being hit by an airplane, jet fuel, really? Like, and then how did if anybody even kind of question in their mind? Building 7 wasn't even touched. And it fell the same exact way, free fall. That's demolition, man.
We've all seen a demolition, yet we allowed them to ignore our senses, ignore what we saw, and they told us what we know. What you're seeing is this.
This is what
you can even break it down. They showed the demolition charges and the explosions as the shit go down. If you watch certain video of the shit in slow motion and all of that, but again. People will say that, oh, this is, you don't believe that, do you? Like,
so many witnesses say they heard explosions. There was explosions. All of those videos, most of them been removed from anywhere. You can't really find them. It's very hard. You know what I'm saying, to find those videos. But yeah, man, we know what time it is.
Just like the Pentagon, just like the so-called shit that landed in Pennsylvania. When has a plane ever disintegrated to nothing? When have you ever just seen a skid mark with no fuselage, nothing? Like that's ridiculous.
But the biggest smack in the face is that you couldn't find not one piece of the plane, but you could find a wallet that they had on the plane. It's so superbly intact with their ID, and that you could find that though, right?
And also, let me tell you some bullshit while we on it. How they was acting like these motherfuckers was in the sky calling their loved ones, telling them, yo, the plane's being hijacked. Nigga, I've kept my phone on them. The shit don't work in the air. Okay? It don't work in the air. You know why it don't work in the air? Because satellites are not real. But that's a whole other fucking
As a fact. We can go down that rabbit hole.
It's only high flying balloons, okay? But phones don't work in the sky. You
They
can't
don't
make
work
a
now. You think
call.
they worked 20 years ago? Like
Exactly. They don't work now in the sky. Like, keep your phone on right now. When you get in the plane, try to make a call from the sky. It don't work. How the fuck was they making calls? Talking about, yeah, we about to ambush these niggas with the plastic knives and forks that hijack the plane with plastic forks and spoons and shit.
ridiculous.
They wanted us to believe that them niggas hijacked it with the set that they give you at Kentucky Fried or whatever. You know what I
The
mean?
little napkin in
With a
it.
fork and shit. Yeah, and the little wipey thing that you wipe your mouth and shit with. Get the fuck out of here. Okay. So to recap, you went to that job.
I went to look for a job and that happened. 9/11.
9/11. And you took it as a sign from God that this is not for you. I do not need to be working for no fucking white man, especially downtown Manhattan, because they got buildings just falling all around the motherfucker. This crazy. Okay, got it. So what happened then?
Well, now I'm back in the hood. I'm hustling. I'm still doing my thing. Fast forward a little couple years later,
Now hang on real quick. When people talk about hustling, there's different levels to the hustling. And if you're the type of person that would tell the truth that you jack the name, then I think you tell the truth about the level of hustling. Everybody can't be a fucking kingpin, right? So what kind of level of hustler were you like? Because there's different levels to this shit.
Well,
you buying ounces, you buying keys. What are you doing?
Well, at this time, I'm purchasing my own work, and I'm nickel and diamond, so to speak, in the neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? I'm breaking it down. I'm not on keys and stuff. Later on, I do start to sell drugs, heavy quantities, and become get a lot of money that way, like you're saying. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but at this, right at this time, I'm just doing my little 1-2. I would go in and out of town, certain towns, and hustle and get money. But like, and while I'm going in and out of town, my brother S1, my man Ty Skrilla, One Man Gang, and Rio Rap Star, they started a group called Kings of the Castle. You know what I'm saying? So it was a rap group that they started, and like, my man Skrilla was like, yo, Hope, we need you, you the streets, we need you down with this, you know what I mean? We want you to be a part of it. And once I became a part of it, it's like the whole neighborhood, it just went crazy throughout the whole neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? We was a 5-man rap group, and our local buzz was ridiculous. My brother S1, he was like the Nas, Jay-Z of our hood, like if I ever really, like, you know what I'm saying? He was like a nasty ass spitter, and so we was creating a lot of buzz with that. But King of the Castle was short lived because of egos and stuff got involved. Anytime there's
what happened?
Well, Remo the Rap Star was like the business mind. You know what I'm saying? He was older. He was always like a business savvy dude, very smart. You know what I'm saying? And I had got like one of my best friends mother had died in a hospital accident. I mean, well, hospital malpractice, right? So he had wound up getting a huge lawsuit, and it was for a couple million. So he was looking to invest some money, and I'm like, yo, you see what we doing over here? And long story short, he wound up investing in us. He gave us like $120,000. This is off the strength of me because this is my friend. You know what I'm saying? And but back then, I was young, and I'm like, yo, Reem is the businessman, so I let Reem do business with him. Whereas now I just took control over the shit, like, you know what I'm saying? But Reem was, the one controlling the money or whatever. So now where the conflict came in was that Remo presented these contracts that the group didn't agree with. The contract was standard album contracts. Like we was signed under Kings of the Castle as artists, 7 album deals. It was like one of those contracts that you probably then had put in front of you back in the days, like literally like one of those, like a standard one. And we and all of us is like, yo, we all came and formed this together. Like, why are we being presented with artist contracts? Like, we just some artists. This is our thing. And that right there left a bad taste in the group. was kind of like starting to split up a little bit. Now we going to 2005. So we started the group in 2004. In 2005, I'm like 1 foot in, 1 foot out. I wound up, I'm back in the hood hustling. I'm like, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? I'm back in the hood hustling, doing my thing. I wound up getting into a shootout with a dude, and I got caught on camera, Aaron, and they locked me up, and I wound up taking a year. A bullet on the island for back then you could get a year for a gun. You know what I mean? Because they didn't catch the gun, but they got me on camera. So I'm just like, my lawyer, like, you're 50-50. You could beat it or not. They got you on camera. I mean, it's up to the jury if they think that's you or not. And I was like, just give me the year. I'll just do the year. So, while I'm locked up doing the year, it was over. It was over. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was the conflict got even worse. You know what I mean? And it was everybody just split. You know what I mean? But S1, he kept going. And even while I was locked up, S1, he wound up getting on the radio. It was DJ Envy was playing his joint. He was still running around trying to make it happen. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that
with him.
Huh?
Whatever happened with him? Just the one that you said was like the Nas of your neighborhood, right?
Yeah.
Whatever happened with him?
Right now he's locked up right now. I mean, I'll get into that too. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, let me. So all right, so I do a year. I come home 2006. Like I said, S1 is still doing his thing. Now his buzz is getting more than local because he's on all these mixtape. That's when the mixtape game was crazy. You know what I'm saying? So his buzz is getting a little bigger. But I come home and I started doing my own thing, rapping in the neighborhood, making my own tapes, getting my local buzz back up. And S1 was messing with my man P.O. P.O.'s from Soundview. So S1 introduced me to P.O. And me and P.O. clicked like this because we both two reckless niggas who like we'll say whatever out our mouth and we ain't scared of nothing. And we you know what I'm saying? P.O. was just crazy like that. And I was the same type of way. So, just to fast forward a little bit, me and P.O., we sitting in the car one day and we like, yo, bro, we need a movement to bring back the Bronx. We sipping Henny, we just getting drunk. I'm like, yeah, you're right, bro. Like the Bronx ain't really got no movement right now. And he like, yo, word, bro, we gonna do this. We gotta come up with a name though. And I'm like, what you mean come up with a name? He was like, yeah. So we started thinking about names. Then he said, I got it, Mo. I got it. Bang, bang, boogie. And I'm like, nah, that name sound gay, bro. Like, I don't like that. You know what I mean? He like, yo, bro, bang, bang, boogie. I'm telling you, up, dump the bang. I started thinking about it. I'm like, that probably could work.
Bang, bang, boogie. Say up, jump the boogie.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, that probably could work. So what happened was, P.O. hollered at Gilly, not Gilly the Kid, Gilly that was with Terror Squad. If y'all know Gilly, my bro Gilly, he was like Big Pun brother. You know what I'm saying? He hollered at Gilly. Gilly brought Cuban Link to the studio. He hollered at My Song. My Song came to the studio. He also brought, P.O. from Soundview, so he brought Lil Tariq to the studio, and we laid down this track called High Blood Pressure, and we put the track out. It was a diss to Fat Joe. You know what I'm saying? And we put it out, and a week later, this is when Fat Joe and 50 Cent was beefing. So, 50 being a smart chess player, we from the Bronx, we just dissed Joe. He dissed Joe. 50 reached out, and and we was on thisis50.com. A week later, we got 1 million views, you know what I'm saying? And from there, 50 Cent G Unit, they were supporting us heavy. This one, This Is 50 was bigger than World Star, and then World Star was taking all of our videos, putting them up for free. Like, we was buzzing crazy.
Now, hang on. Why did y'all make a song, a diss song against Joe? What was that about?
Well, I'm glad you asked that question, because now me and Joe, we cool. Joe fam now. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. Yeah. That the energy was, P.O. was, like I said, P.O. was just like, he was on his bullshit. He was close to Cuban. And P.O. was just like, yo, Joe, ain't nobody doing nothing for us in the Bronx. So P.O. did a interview with Truth DVD. And he was, he was saying all this. You know what I'm trying to say? So it was really off of his energy, P.O. energy. And I was riding. Like, I was just a nigga that just like, back in the day, I'm like, he's my nigga, I'm riding. You know what I'm saying? And so that's what the energy was. So that's why we did it. Then Cuban Link is a part of the group. So
wait, everybody on that song was riding with P.O.'s energy. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, everybody on this.
P.O. had that energy that just everybody was just my song. Everybody was just with it.
Yo, he was like, we gonna. I see my. I don't. Well, the track was a Fat Joe diss track. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think my song and Cuban Link I mean, my son and Lord Tariq really threw shots at Joe, but they jumped on the track though. You know what I'm saying? So it's still like
knowing what it was.
knowing what it was. You know what I'm
Right,
trying to say?
right.
And
Okay.
that's how Bang Bang Boogie was created. You know, me and P.O. getting drunk in the car, we put it together. But you know, like that energy of this and Joe really, he was more like Bowman. You know, Cuban is, you know, their history. So, you know, that's how that came about.
Okay. Um so like what year is this? Just to
This is
refresh my memory.
2008.
2008. Okay. Oh, peace to Asia. Peace, Queen. Miss you, Queen. We haven't seen you in a minute. Thank you for your donation as always. Love you, Queen. Love you. Um so all right, I kind of want to, I know there's a lot of street shit you got into, but it seems like at some point, you know, you took a turn from the average, you know, gangster type,
Right.
you know what I mean? Outlook. You started to get some sort of knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. I don't know where it came from. Maybe you can get into that, but that had you to start moving and thinking differently than the average, you know, blood or, inmate or just regular street dude. So tell me about that. That's the type of shit that this, my people want to get into. Like,
Right. So I think that I always had like a conscience, so to speak. Like I was always somebody who questioned things. So when I told you I had the shootout when I got locked up for that year, I that's when I first read Behold the Pale Horse by Bill Cooper. I read that, and I read The Unseen Hand. I think that's Ralph Epperson.
Yes,
I read
sir.
I read that. I read New World Order, but I forget the author right now. But
Right.
I was I was going down that rabbit hole in '05. But when I came home, I just feel like I was, like I said, God was guiding me. No, you ain't gonna work. You ain't gonna. God was trying to guide me down that. Sit your ass here. This is what your purpose is, and I didn't get it then, right? So I came home after reading those books. Like I said, I started doing my thing. Bang Bang Boogie. Bang Bang Boogie only really lasted 6 months because in we started February and in August 29th, 2008, we made the Billboard magazine. You know what I'm saying? Like we
Oh,
was
wow.
really moving. Steve Rifkin said, yo, he came in the game with Wu-Tang. He want to go out with a group like us because he felt like we was a powerhouse group. And we was buzzing, like obviously. And but a week after we was in the Billboard magazine, we got indicted. You know what I'm saying? Me and my brothers, this is a Castle Hill indictment, you know what I'm saying? For the gang shit. So now we got conspiracy in the first degree. Conspiracy in the first degree is 15 in life minimum. You know what I'm saying? So we, a whole bunch of conspiracy charges and other related charges. Had 25 co-defendants. My brother Dollar, they had us as like the kingpins. My brother S1 that's still locked up, and a whole bunch of other people. So we indicted. We sitting on Rikers Island. Now while we on Rikers Island, a whole lot happens with Bang Bang. Like I said, anytime as a group, people clash and they started like they couldn't hold it together. Like we was the young boys of the group, but we was the glue. You know what I'm saying? Like I was really the streets holding the streets together. S1, like I said, he was like the super talent. Everybody wanted him. Cam wanted him. 50 was loving him, like what I'm saying. He was just like the super talent. So when we left, they couldn't hold it together, and Bang Bang Boogie split. So now to answer your question, I had to tell that part to get to what made the change.
Right.
So while I'm sitting on Rikers Island, now mind you, I'm like, if you know me, if you don't, like, you go look at some old pictures out there, y'all. Go Google Bang Bang Boogie Hocus 4/5. I was a real chubby dude. Like my face was out here. Like I was like 60 pounds heavier than I am now.
Oh,
So
word?
yeah, I was a real big dude, and I went in there with the mindset like I'm facing life in prison now, and I'm just like, yo, this ain't it. You know what I'm saying? Like this ain't it, man. Like I was right there. I was right there. I felt like we was just about to make it. I'm sitting in Rikers Island, my song coming on the radio, like K Slay still playing our songs. You know what I'm saying? It felt good and it felt bad at the same time. I feel like, damn, I ain't out there to to catch that, to grasp that. So while I'm sitting on Rikers Island, my man Red Child, he gives me this book called Your Magic Powers to Be Rich. And I just let the book sit there for a couple months because I'm still stressing out. And it just something clicked in my head, was just like, it was like a voice, man. It told me, like, you're not gonna go home until you read this book. And it kept telling me that until I picked up the book and I read the book. And the book was written by Napoleon Hill. It was 3 books in one. And then one of the books in there was Think and Grow Rich.
Mm-hmm.
And he kept talking about this secret, and just to make a long story short, the secret is, if you believe you can achieve, and it's really more deeper than that. If you ever read the book, it gives you so many steps into changing your thought pattern.
Mm-hmm.
And from there, I started just attracting like mad other books into my life. I just, like, my man told me, like, yo, you reading that? You never heard of the book The Secret by Rhonda Byrne? I was like, nah. I ordered The Secret, and The Secret deals with the law of attraction, using your power of your mind to create your reality, via thought.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, and then it also teaches you that you've been doing this your whole life. So when I sat back and thought about it, like, damn, I thought my way in here, I'm gonna think my way out. Like, every instance in your life, you can honestly just sit back and think, like, yo, my thoughts really led me there. You know what I'm saying? My thoughts and my choices. So, that's what I was
going through. Don't tell you though, real quick, is that this is just information of the original man being repackaged by these motherfuckers. You see what I'm saying? This is the black man. You know what I mean? The original man. This the shit that we figured out as God on this planet, and now they're trying to. Since a lot of us have forgot, they trying to repackage it to you like it's some shit that they figured out. But anyway, go ahead.
I love how you just said a lot of it's forgot, because while I'm reading this, it's like I can't really, it's like I remember, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh, it's like giving me a memory more than it is teaching me something. Yes. You know what I'm saying? It's on a soul level. You know what I'm saying? So I'm sitting here and I'm reading these books, and then like I told you, I was overweight. So I'm listening to this program with 99.5 FM, and it's this dude up there, white dude. His name is Mike Anderson, and he's talking about how people gain weight and they lose weight and they gain it right back, and what's the reasons why. And he wrote a book called The Rave Diet and Lifestyle. And I'm like, wow. So it really intrigued me. So I ordered the book, and I had my mother send me the book, and I read the day I got the book. I read that book in one day, and that day I said, I'm not eating meat anymore. I got it. It clicked. So like you said, it's definitely, all this knowledge is just repackaged stuff that's given to us. But I think, like I said, the first time God is like, sit your ass down. This time God was like, you're not getting it, nigga. You don't understand your purpose. Like, I gotta sit your ass down again and make you. So, like, the information came through these people, but however we get the information, as long as you get it, what I'm saying?
No, I'm just letting you know the source. That's all. I'm glad you got it however you got it.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, it helped better you and make you a better person. I'm just letting you know, don't let these, because that's what they love to do. They love to take credit for some shit that they didn't really fucking do. You know what I mean? So I'm just letting you know that this is original man knowledge that you used to better yourself. You know what I mean? Just repackaged by some of these motherfuckers.
Repackaged, exactly.
It's all good. It's all good.
Yeah, so I'm just going down. I just went down that rabbit hole, bro. And then, it's just so many books. I'm just like, I became like this little sponge for knowledge. Like, I just wanted to learn more and more and more and more. You know what I'm saying? And I started reading books like David Icke books. I read like damn near all his books in there. You know what I'm saying? And he started talking about, how the pyramid structure of the government. And then at the top of the brass, they're not even human. And I'm like, holy shit. Like, I always believed in these other beings and stuff like that. And it just was like kind of making sense to me. And at the same time, I'm working out, I'm exercising, and I'm just, I'm just taking all this knowledge in. And I was on Rikers Island for 4 years. You know what I'm saying? So I was there a long time. And I turned that 4 years into a university versus at the same time gangbanging. But I wasn't the type to like to get into nothing. You know what I mean? I was never the type of gangbanger just to be doing cutting niggas just cause, or like, I don't have that type of energy. You know what I'm saying? Like, so people always ask me, in 4 years, you never really had a fight. You never really, nobody, because, at the end of the day, a lot of people knew who I was. Even if they didn't, my energy doesn't come across that way. And then I'm going through this transition at the same time, realizing myself, who I am, understanding that I'm God, And like, you know, when you have that understanding of who you are and knowing that you God, and you're looking at another God, even if they don't understand it, you really don't want to harm God. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you like, yo, we all one. You know what I mean? But I will protect myself. Don't get me wrong. But so like I'm going through this type of change, and I'm also sharing this knowledge with my brothers. Like, if you ask anybody I was locked up with, they gonna tell you I offered them a book. I had them working out. I had a program, like, you know, we called ourselves the A-Team. Look, every day we working out, or take our 2 days or 1 days off. I would go to the yard and jog the whole hour. Like, the COs thought I was in the military. They really used to ask, "Oh, you was in the military before you got here?" I was like, "Nah."
Thank you, Crook from the Brook.
I was doing, like, I would do, you know, I was doing the crazy pull-ups. I'm jogging a whole hour. You know what I'm saying? I just went through this transition, bro, and that's what made me, you know, who I'm right now. Like, that's why I'm able to come up here and talk to you, or go on other platforms and talk to other intellectuals, and have these conversations with brothers like Brother Polite, or Sinetta, or whoever. You know what I'm saying? Brothers out there
Right.
who trying to, you know, give up knowledge off or whatever. But yeah, I
Yeah,
was on Rikers Island 4 years.
yeah, because there's a lot of people, you know, you got these other sites that are intrigued with the criminal side and shit like that, and wanted, you know, so how did you feel when you were shooting the gun? And, you know what I mean? Like, I don't give a fuck, you know. I want to hear your story, but at the same time, I like to hear those stories of transition, of how a motherfucker could be so entrenched into the streets and then somehow take it and flip it on its ear, and use what they've learned in the streets, and combined with a newfound knowledge, and and the power that brings. You know what I mean? The power of having those street experiences, but then having knowledge of self. You know what I mean? And a certain new outlook where you're not trying to destroy your people and all this type of shit. And just the universal reward that comes from that.
Right. So I feel, you know, sex, money, murder, and gang banging was a part of my life. You know what I mean? It's a chapter of my story. It's not my story. And I always tell people that it's not that. Then it doesn't have, and even for, you know, anybody who was gang banging out there, or who's watching this, like, it doesn't have to be the end of your story. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, it's an experience that I went through. Like, just growth is essential, man. Like, I want to keep, no, I want to learn more, bro. Like, I'm still not done. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm still young. I'm still seeking knowledge. I'm that same sponge I was, I think, my whole life. You know what I'm saying? It just, I got caught up in, I grew up in, you know, in the projects that was, my environment was hostile. It was like Castle Hill Projects was hostile. I had a lot of brothers. It was crazy out there. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, and I chose to. My father died, and we chose to, me and my brothers, to do what we had to do to survive. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, like, that's just a part of my life, man. I give people my story, and like you said, I love telling after all of that, because just to show people you can like, you know, transition from that. Like, you don't have to just, you know, glorify that. Like, I put up a post today talking about how we gods, and how right now everybody, yo, demon, I'm a demon, yo, I'm on demon time. I'm not no fucking demon, man. Like, I ain't on no, I'm on God time, man. I'm on creative
Thank
time. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
And I stem from that. I stem from the street. You know, I did it all. I did it all. Like, but nah, we ain't no demons, man. Man, we got demons. We got demons making us believe we demons. Like this, I don't get that one. But, you know, at the same time, I do, because the manipulation is very, very powerful. Like, you know, it's hard, man. It's hard. You know, it's hard being out here doing what we do, because we get met with so much scrutiny. But I know my purpose. I wasn't let out of that jail I was let out for a reason. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't feel like I'm lucky. I don't feel like because, you know, I beat trial. You know, I didn't say that. Yeah, I beat trial. I went to trial, you know, and I was released on, I beat trial. I was acquitted on 12/12/12. You know what I mean? December 12th, 2012. If that ain't God talking to me, then I don't know what is. You know what I mean? I was released on a day that is never going to happen again. 12/12/12. Those numbers are just godly within itself. Um, yeah, bro. So, you know, I'm out here, you know, I'm not even trying. I'm out here living my purpose. Like, I could be the biggest gangbanger, the biggest kingpin. Everybody fuck with me. I could, you know, I could get a whole bunch of kilos handed to me. Who wouldn't want to fuck with a nigga like me? Who connected to everybody? Who they know I'm not a rat? Like, you know what I'm saying? But that ain't me. That's not what I want to do. That's not, you know what I'm saying? I got kids. I want to be my kids was there for my trial, and that meant a lot to me, man, because they got to see their father. They got to see the jury say not guilty 8 times. It's a lot of fucking counts for them to say 8 times not guilty, not guilty, not guilty on all charges, and that's a big thing for me. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, bro.
Tell me about your relationship with the late great DMX.
Oh man, DMX, man, rest in peace, DMX. DMX, man, never godly, man. You know. So DMX. So I when I came home, you know, I was, you know, trying to do my thing back with the music. It was hard though. It was hard getting back in the mix, trying to build the buzz again. You know, people forget after a couple years. So I put out this song called Represent, and you know, Represent. I'm from Castle Hill. I'm from Soundview. So my man Gilly, who I said was down with Terror Squad, he was road managing DMX at the time. But Gilly would have my song as his ringtone. And you know, every time his phone ring, my song come on, and X kept asking like, "Yo, that song is hard. Who is that? Who is that?" So till one day, X was like, so Gilly broke it down to him who I was, and X was like, "Yo, call him right now." So Gilly calls me, and he's like, "Yo, somebody want to talk to you," and it's DMX, and DMX is like, "Yo, what up, dog? Yo, I love that song. Yo, can you save a spot for me on the remix?" My first time ever talking to X is what he tells me.
And
We
you
never
like,
got to do
what?
the remix though, but I'm like, yeah. So he's like, "Yo, I'm coming for the video shoot. When you shoot the video," I'm like, "Next week." Long story short, you know, I go to my projects. You know, I take a shower in my mom's crib, and I get a call. I told everybody to be out there at 12 noon. I get a call 9 in the morning. It's DMX like, "Yo, I'm in your projects right now." Yo, I'm like, "Huh? You nigga X out there for the video before me?"
And he was
I'm
by
like, "Yo, bro,
himself.
you by yourself? Like, what are you doing at Castle Hill Projects, DMX?" But he's that type of dude. He could go anywhere
Yep.
on the planet. Nobody would think about harming him, robbing him, nothing. Like, he just, you know what I mean? He just got that type of aura. So
Yep.
I go downstairs, we shoot, and he had an airplane, and he had a flight to catch. He stood there, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, we shot the video. And after that, you know, we became real close, and he would bring me out, let me open up for him. You know what I'm saying? Drop a lot of jewels on me. We became like brothers, man. He helped me out a lot. And, you know, I appreciate DMX, man. And DMX, then, you know, he done shared a lot with me, man. I feel like his spirit is with me. Like, he left a piece of himself with me, man. And he always told me that I'm going to be a legend. You know what I'm saying? And whatever he seen to me, I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? But he always told me I'm going to be a legend. And he told me that God told him to pass me the torch. Like, he spoke to God, and God told him to pass me the torch. And coming from a man like that to say, you know, I would never put words in that man's mouth. That's what he told me. You know what I'm saying? And coming from him, I can't let him down. You know what I'm saying? So
I was on your page, and you know, I saw a video, and you know, people, of course, you know, when somebody passes away, they'll make a song about the person, how, you know, how great they are and all this. But you know, at first I'm hearing you, it's a DMX song. You're doing a tribute song to DMX, Slipping or Falling, I Can't Get Up. I'm pretty sure that's what it was, right?
yeah.
But then I'm looking, and it's like, I guess it's a video of you, but it's DMX watching the video.
Right.
Okay, while he's alive. And you know, at first I didn't realize who was watching it. And I'm like, hang on, that is DMX watching this. Like, okay, so this is not some shit that he did after the fact. He did this while he was live. And X is watching the video, and he was like, X always told me I was gonna be a legend. I remember you said that in the round. And then X is like, damn, I got the chills on my head right now. Like, that had to be crazy to be able to truly gives a man his flowers while he was living, and you have video evidence of it,
right,
on your IG. That was crazy. That was crazy.
You know what, bro? Because growing up, like, you know, growing up the way I grew up, and like, nobody really, like, you got to go out and make something of yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody really wants to help, especially somebody like me. Like, you know, we could probably get into it, but I felt blackballed a lot in this industry, and it probably got something to do with the name Sex Money Murder and people being afraid to really deal with dudes like me that you know, come from where I come from. They, whatever they hear about, their perception of me is whatever their perception is. They know I beat cases, you know what I'm saying? Like, I beat a big conspiracy case. And for somebody like him to reach out and, like I said, tell me I'm going to be a legend, tell me God to pastor churches, help me for no reason, didn't know me from a hole in the wall, but felt something in himself to do that. I appreciated that so much. So the reason why I did the song, let me get into that, is because we were supposed to go overseas. Like DMX is the reason why I got a passport. Like I never thought to get a passport. He tells me like, yo, dog, we got to go overseas, get your passport. We're going to go on tour. So I get my passport. As soon as I get my passport, he gets locked up. I'm like, damn, son, like I can't catch a break. My dog can't catch a break. You feel me? I'm like, now it's my time to shine. I can't catch a break. And I just felt like, damn, son, like I felt so appreciative. I'm like, I felt like the dog didn't get his flowers while he was alive. You know what I mean? Everybody giving it to him now, but let's be real. So I said, let me do a tribute song to him while he was in jail. I did it. Shout out to D. Rough D came, supported. He was in the video. And that's my dog, man. Like,
got you, sister.
I'm just that type of person, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? If I mess with you, I mess with you the long way, especially if you mess with me, That was my dog, man.
Absolutely. I mean, I knew DMX for years because, again, I'm from Westchester, and I used to be one of those Westchester DJs / MCs that just would be everywhere. I'm from New Rochelle, but I'd be in Mount Vernon, Yonkers, White Plains. If there was hip hop going on, or if there was broads, or if there was some knowledge, just some 5%ers or something, I'm there. You understand what I'm saying? Like that was the type of dude I was. So when I'm in Yonkers, DMX was already like a street kind of legend. Like, you know what I mean? His name Ben was buzzing, and there used to be this spot called School 12 back in the days where they used to throw they throw parties and shit, hip hop parties and shit, just dark fucking gym in some fucking hood ass school right up the block from Slow Bomb. And that's where I first met X. And he was always just, you know what I mean? He just always was X. Like he always had that same energy. Like, he always was ill with the rap. You know what I mean? Like we first known him as the true, Spellbound guy. I don't know if you know the whole story. He ever told you that about Spellbound?
Somebody stole it from him.
Yeah. Apparently, him and K Solo.
K Solo, right. Yeah, I want to say.
And everybody knows. And K Solo came out with a record called Spellbound, and DMX was like, man, that was my shit. Like that was his idea. Not that he stole the exact lyrics,
right?
But he stole the idea. He's saying. And not for nothing, if you heard X's Spellbound back then, you would have believed that it was true, because his shit was like, it was just way iller than K Solo's. And K Solo's was dope, but DMX's shit was crazy. It was like, oh shit. After, by the time he finished that shit, you was like, he did steal that shit. Like that's how you felt. Like, yo, the shit was crazy. But yeah, rest in peace, DMX. How did you feel, you know what I mean, being so close to him, and then, his recent passing, how,
I mean, it hurt, man. It hurt a lot, because it's so crazy. He was with me in Atlanta. I live in Atlanta now. He was here like 2-3 weeks before he passed, and I got up with him. We went out with the club. He wasn't even supposed to perform. Like, we just went to go chill. And like the dude asked me, like, yo, you think I could get X 15 grand, do like 3 songs? I'll say, yo, X, you want to come back one day and do? And I didn't tell him 15. I felt like that was too low. I'm like, X, you want to take 20? He was like, I do, dog, only if they give you 5. I was like, so I told the dude, I'm like, all right. I told the dude, and so the dude was like, all right, well, the dude asked me, you think he'll take the mic right now? And I'm like, nah, no mic. So they started playing X music. X get hype. He gets up, give me a mic. Like he didn't hear the conversation. He just said,
right.
I'm like, all right, give him the mic. So we had a great time. X did him, tore it down. Then he said a prayer. I actually got the footage. I'm gonna post it. He said a prayer and had the, when he said his prayers, he had the crowd going crazy. Like it's ridiculous. But
so you got the man 15 racks that night?
No, he just did it for free.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he just got up and just did it. I'm like, all right, you know what I'm saying? He just got up and took the
I'd
mic.
have been like, whoa, I'm working a deal here. Hang on.
Yeah, so I'm like, yeah, you did it for free. He was like, now they know what I could do, though. Now they know what I could do. Don't worry. Nigga,
They
been
knew
you
what you
DMX.
could
Everybody know
do.
what you could do.
Yeah, they knew what you could do. You DMX, nigga. What you talking about?
Yeah, man. So
That's hilarious.
the next morning, he calls me and he's like, yo, Hope, we gotta have a talk. I want to sit down with you on some brother to brother. I want to have a real talk with you. He said, I'm going to go pick up my wife from the airport. I'm gonna call you later. I'm gonna get up with you. We're gonna talk. So long story short, we never got up. Maybe he got busy. He didn't call me. So when I called him back, like I think like the next day, I'm like, "What's up, dog? We gonna get up?" He was like, "Yo, I gotta go to New York. I'll be back in a couple weeks. We gonna sit down. I really want to have a word with you." Long story short, obviously we never got to talk. He died, and that eats me up because I don't know what he
Right,
wanted to
what
talk to
was
me
the
about.
word? Right.
And it was probably you know, of course, to help me. That's how he was. He just wanted to because he told me at one point when he was going to start the new label, he wanted me to be an artist on the label and give me a percentage of the label, like a small percentage, maybe like 7 to 10%. He was like, I want you to be a boss and an artist. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, whatever you want to do, like I'm with you. You know what I'm saying? He also wanted to, he wanted to he got a song on his album with Nas. He wanted to put me on that song. You know what I'm saying? This from his mouth, and I'm not on the song he passed, but it's
Wow.
not the one where it's a song with him and Jay-Z, not that one. It was the other, it's another song with him and Nas. You know what I'm saying? He let me hear the whole album before it even came
I was
out.
just gonna say, did you get to hear any of the album?
Yeah, we was in the truck bumping. I'm like, yo,
Tell me
this is
about it.
crazy.
Is it fire? Like for real?
Fire,
Like
fire. He got a lot of features on there, and I'm like, yo, X. I was like, you back with this one? He was like, yeah, dog, I feel good about this one. He was like, yo, he was like, he was like, Hope, I'm putting you on the album. I got 100% control. The label can't tell me nothing. I'm like, all right,
Swizzy did the whole thing. Swizzy did the whole thing.
I think Swiss did the whole thing. I think so. I'm not sure if he, if not, he did majority of it. You know what I'm saying? Definitely.
And the shit sound crazy.
It sound crazy. Yo, I'm telling you, man, like crazy, great music. It sound like the old dog, like great. The music is phenomenal. I'm not gonna lie, like, word.
That's beautiful. So when you turned vegan, how much weight did you end up losing?
I ended up losing 60 pounds.
I
ended up losing 60 pounds. Yeah, like I said, I was, when I was on Rikers Island, I was like on and off with the veganism because sometimes they wouldn't have beans and stuff at the commissary. So I was like on and off with tuna fish until like 2012. I just like said, I'm gonna just try to thug it out. You know what I mean? I thugged it out until I went to trial and I beat trial and I came home. And then first thing I had when I came home, though, I came home 12, like I told you. I had a pizza because I ain't eat a pizza in years. And then when 2013 came, like around 2013 summer, I was just like, yo, I'm just do what I said I was gonna do. I just stopped eating all animal product, no more cheese and none of that. And I went full-fledged vegan. So I've been full-fledged vegan. That was 2013, 8 years now. You know what I mean? Haven't eaten stuff like meat or beef or chicken since 2009. That's like 12 years.
So, like I said earlier, people's when they referenced you, they brought up one of the label conspiracy theorist, which they try to use sometimes to try to defuse people. That's a code word that they try to use to defuse people's analyzing something. But anyway, tell me some things that you feel that you know the science of, but people have accused you of being a conspiracy theorist about.
Well, first of all, the word conspiracy theory was created by the CIA. Like that, and that ain't even no secret. Y'all can go look that up, and that's to debunk people like me and you, who questions the narrative. I mean, for years, even before, man, from the day that I came home and got an Instagram, I've been talking about these vaccinations and just the medical.
Whoa, hang on.
Jabs.
Yeah,
my bad. Yeah, I even do it on my platform. I tell
the boom,
yeah,
the boom.
You know what I mean? Talking about,
you know what I mean? Yeah, because these fucking algorithms. Yeah, you know what I mean? We got to be careful. So yeah, but continue.
Yeah, so I've been telling people, just it's not, you gotta just look at it, man. You gotta look at the rate of children that was autistic, and versus the rate of children that's autistic now, and not just autistic. Like last year, shout out to the bro Rod. His child got jabbed and died. Like this had nothing to do with had nothing to do with the current
Right,
pandemic that's going
right.
on, but and and I brought it to the forefront. I did a bunch of videos on it, and I was trying to really bring it out to people, but people still just don't get it, bro. And like what I do now is whoever my message resonate with, I build with those people. I don't try to wake up the sheep too much. I might throw little shots at them, but I don't really try to wake them up too much. But it's if you it is a agenda going on, man. Especially when the words come out of a man's mouth, you gotta believe them, right? If somebody goes, like dude, we know who y'all know who I'm talking about. Dude went on TED Talk talking about, the word is too populated. We need to bring it
Right.
down. You know what I'm saying? And
One of these numbers are going to have to come pretty close to zero.
pretty close to zero. And he
Pretty
told
close
you how
to
he's
zero.
gonna do it. He told you. He said it.
Now with the what do you say? I hate when they call it reproductive health.
Reproductive health services.
Means abortions. Like, why do they act like
reproductive health
that's something positive?
They throw the word health in there.
Yeah, health services, reproductive health services. Like, oh, you mean killing black and brown babies? That's what you mean. That's what the fuck we're talking about.
People think this man's a
Parenthood.
He's not a philanthropist. Yeah, exactly. His father started Planned Parenthood. Like, I tell people that all the time. Like, people think that this guy is some genius businessman who's a geek. No, he's not a geek because he wears glasses. Some smart, and he's not. This man comes under a lineage of the elite. We just gonna call.
He didn't get to where he's at because he pulled his bootstraps up because he was so fucking smart and blah blah blah. He was destined to do this. They fucking been planned for him to fucking be in this fucking position, to have this amount of money and all this fucking bullshit. So continue. You talking about, the word conspiracy started by the CIA. Conspiracy theorists, that term was started by the CIA. And yes, you have people like your man Bill Gates out here who, believes, first of all, falsely that we're overpopulated. See, that's all a bullshit. That's taking their word on face value, first of all. We're not running out on any resources on this planet, people.
Not.
There's plenty of fucking forests. There's plenty. Oh, we're killing our carbon footprint. Shut the fuck up. The carbon they want to get rid of is you. You see, the carbon they want to get rid of is you. Like
wow, crazy you say that. Yeah,
it's all it is.
Climate change, everything. This man talking about blocking out the sun. The sun is our number one source of energy. Without the sun, like the sun is our first source of food. All right, because when the sun hits us, it gives us vitamin D. Right, that's food. That's energy. Right, food is energy. This guy wants to block out the only thing that grows your crops, bro. Like, and people is not.
Because he wants to have control of growing crops, because he doesn't want you to grow crops. He wants you to be a slave to every single form of life. If they can sell you the air to breathe, they will do that. They're already selling you water. Like it was probably like just absurd to think that one day you would buy water. There used to be water fountains everywhere.
Right.
People had wells and shit like that back in the days where water just is free under the ground right now, actually. But we wouldn't even think of trying to go under the ground to get the water that's right under your feet. Because if you live in the city, you know that there's fucking probably sewers and shit there instead of a fucking stream or some shit like there used to be. But anyway, now they sell water. It's bottled water everywhere you fucking go. Yeah, man, we live in some wild times, and there's certain knowledge that certain people, get privy to or that it resonates with, and I just don't understand how, you know, just some people can see one thing and some people can, and it's all about vibration. It's all about what you're tuned into. You know what I mean? What frequency? If you're not tuned into that station, you're not going to hear the music. You know what I mean? Like, we could both be using radios. We're on the same radio, but I'm on, you know, somebody's on Hot 97, somebody's on 105 or whatever the fuck the analogy is. And we're not going to hear the same program. We're not going to hear the same, we have to be tuned into the same thing. So there's a lot of people that they're just tuned out, man. They're just tuned out on some other shit, yo, and it's fucking crazy.
That's right, man. When you go down the rabbit hole, you start to see that everything's connected. You start to see the criminality and all of it. Like, you know, especially when it comes to big pharma and you know, and what they're doing and the FDA. It's like, yo, hold on, wait a second. You know, when they put out the drug Vioxx, right? Like if you go look this up, they knew that this drug will kill hundreds of thousands of people. They knew that they will have to deal with lawsuits. They you know, the risk versus the reward. Okay, if we're gonna maybe have to give 500 million in lawsuits, but we're
Right.
gonna make 7 billion off of this drug. It's a heart medication. We know heart disease is the #1 cause of death in the world, right? So you know, they knew this. This is not, I'm not freestyling. If you go do your research, it actually tells you this. And these people are not held liable for nothing. These are the people that giving us our food guidelines. I mean, we can't fix obesity. Like, we're the most obese country. We can't fix obesity. We can't fix cancer. We can't fix heart disease and diabetes, right? But we're supposed to believe that in 9 months, y'all came out with the answer to what's going on right now. Like, you know what I mean? Like, people can't. That's conspiracy theory. Like, y'all don't have enough sense to sit there and be like, let me think about this. Like, y'all don't even have enough sense to even think about stuff that, you know, that me and you talk about, and just with a critical mind, just try to really understand why we saying what we saying.
Well,
Like,
see, what's funny, not to cut you off, but what's so funny is the people that they usually call conspiracy theorists are the only ones that's really out here doing any research. like everybody that calls you a conspiracy theorist is doing zero research on the shit that we might be talking about. Like we're talking about these things because we've actually done the research. Like, I don't know if you know, but you what's it, Robert Kennedy, he has a lawsuit
yeah,
against
they took him down off all social media.
right, because he got a lawsuit where he showed that these fucking jab makers, for the past, they were asked to show like their findings, their studies for the past 35 years on, you know, the effects of these things. They had zero studies. There was zero. There was nothing to prove that that these things were effective, anything like that. Like there was no there was no records of this shit for like 35 years.
And the fact that they're not held liable should scare everybody.
Right, and but they're not liable for. But from what I understand, well, nah, qualified immunity is being taken away from the police, I think, in certain situations, which is good. But qualified immunity just needs to leave. Period. With these jab makers, with the police, all of that type of shit. Like, that's what's allowing people to get away with murder. Basically, it's allowing them to get away with murder and get away with criminality. You know, in the name of whatever. Yeah, this is the craziest shit I've ever seen in my life. The you know, the fastest drug brought to market, drugs actually brought to market ever. Something that's not even a traditional jab, because a traditional jab actually, you know, stimulates antibodies in the human and to where you can't even get the thing. You understand? You can't even contract it now. But that's not what this does. That's not what this does. This doesn't stop you from being able to get whatever is making people sick out here. It's just
Mm-hmm.
supposed to lessen the symptoms. Like then it's not what you're saying it is. Then by definition, it's not what you're saying it is. So why are you calling it that? Why are you telling everybody to get that thing?
A 99.7 survival rate. I mean, and then you got to do like Fauci before Donald Trump gets in the office. What is he, Nostradamus? He says this next president is going to be dealing with a viral outbreak. Do you know that? How do you know that? But y'all call me a conspiracy theory when I tell you, like, look at what he said and look at what happened. And then then these guys talk about they want to depop, and then and then people like Bill Cooper who've been telling us how they're gonna try to depop, they're actually doing it, and then he says it out his mouth, and he's actually pushing for it. This Gates guy, and they call me and him a conspiracy theorist. Like, let's really think about it. Like, even if you are pro, even if you trust the science, even if you pro whatever, you should be for medical freedom. I mean, for the fact that they want to make it mandatory that everybody put something in their body, even if you don't want to, that should scare you. That scares the shit out of me. I don't know. I don't want it. Well, you have to just in case. I'm perfectly healthy, but this low. Nah, I don't deal with just in case. Y'all, if people that have what do they call them? Immunosuppressed people. If y'all can figure that out for those people. Okay, figure something out for them. Well, we haven't figured nothing out for them. Oh well, I'm not getting because you ain't figured something out for them. You know what I'm saying? God, I don't think God made a mistake. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I'm good. I don't know. Like, nah. Like, so all you gotta do is just really question. I'm trying to be careful with my words here. You know what I mean? But all you gotta do is just question everything and with a critical mind. Like, don't just jump down our throat and say we conspiracy theory. Just think about what we're saying and do a little research and back research or ask us some questions and we'll guide you to help you understand what's really going on.
And think about just what's going on around you and just the ridiculousness of it all. Like going to a restaurant and being able to sit at your table, with no mask on, closer than 6 feet to people. But then when you got to go to the bathroom, these motherfuckers want you to put the shit on. Like, get the fuck out of here. Now this nigga say, well, if you got the shot, you could fucking take your mask off. You know what I mean? And you don't have to social distance and all of that. Well, if that's the case, then I heard this. I actually heard Candace Owens say something to the effect of this, and I know some people hate Candace Owens, although she be saying some good shit.
She said some real ish today. I know what you
say some great shit a lot of times. She's like, well, then I identify myself as vaccinated the same way, they tell you to trust the science, and the same way you have people that say, oh, well, I identify as a woman, but really I identify as vaccinated. Then, like, what's to stop me from doing that? You see, like, y'all can't say trust the science, but then when I tell you scientifically you're really a man or something like that, or you're really a woman, and you're, oh no, I'm not. Because I feel like something else inside, and so you better respect that. Okay, cool, I will. But you better respect that I feel like I'm vaccinated and I don't have to wear a mask and I don't have to social distance and all that. You'll have to do that the same. Because if we're ignoring science in one place, then we got to ignore it in all places. Yes? Wouldn't that make sense, my brother Hocus? I'm just
it most definitely makes sense. Trust the science. No, what I don't know. I don't trust the science. I don't have to trust the science. You know what I mean? Like, why is it that I have to be forced to trust the science? I mean, the people during the Tuskegee experiment, I'm pretty sure they said the same thing.
Transvaxxed. Somebody said transvaxxed.
Oh, yeah, I see somebody posted that earlier. I identified transvaxxed.
Hey, let's put it out there. We're transvaxxed, eh?
We're transvaxxed. You can't say trust the science on one thing. But if you notice right now, those are the two things that's being pushed the most. It's the jab and it's trans. Like, it's being shoved down our throat. Why? Like, and I have a mind to question things. That's what I have a mind for. I don't have to just agree with like I don't have to agree with your lifestyle. Like I'm pretty sure when I was gangbanging, people didn't agree with my lifestyle. You know what I mean?
Nope.
And you
Plenty of
decide,
people didn't agree with it earlier in the chat when you was talking about it.
you know what I'm saying? And just
That's
because you
all you were
decide to
talking about.
switch your gender, I don't have to. I'm a naturalist, so I don't agree with that lifestyle. I'm not condemning you for it. That's what you want to do. Do you? I don't agree with it. I don't need my kids don't need to learn about it in kindergarten, first grade, second. They don't even learn about it at all. If I choose to not teach them, you know what I'm saying? That should be a choice for me, not you. Like we giving too much power to other people, government, other people, and that's gonna hurt us in the long run. And y'all don't understand that this is a freedom fight. The people out there that y'all want to trust the science, it ain't even it's about freedom. It's about medical freedom. It's about freedom of speech. We are being heavily censored. We got to watch our tongues right now on our opinions. We can't even say our opinions because they're gonna take it down. Say we violated the community. What community did we violate by saying I don't trust the science or I don't agree with this or agree with that or show me some more proof? I want to see some proof. We know what I trust. I trust when I people that I know take their little baby that's perfectly healthy and fine, and they go walk into a doctor, and the doctor sticks something in them, and the baby come out either die, half retard, no disrespect, autistic, can't talk and stop talking, get sick. I trust that. Yeah, that's science, right? That's reality. That's what I trust. I'm not trusting. I trust that I look at the ingredients on it: barium, aluminum, aborted fetuses, monkey kidney cells, and then you got all these vegans advocating for this. Yo, this got monkey kidney cells in it, right? This got, aborted fetuses in it, right? Shut up. Trust the science, like little robots. Trust the science.
First of all, I believe it got swine in it.
Yeah.
Okay. So first of all, for all the gods and earths and all you Muslims, okay, y'all should I better not hear about y'all getting nobody's bang bang boogie, okay? And I'm not talking about the group, okay? Because yeah, there's swine in there. Okay. Now, first of all, even if it wasn't swine, if you don't eat swine, why would you want aborted baby fetuses up in you and all of that? Like that should be just as bad as eating swine, right? Like
that's worse, man.
Come on, that's worse. That's cannibalism. like by osmosis. You understand what I'm saying? Like man,
and even to go there, like my body, my
gelatin, the swine I talk of is there's gelatin in these shots. Go Google, do your Googles. Okay. So any gods that got this, y'all took a swine shot. I'm just saying.
Took a swine shot, and there's a lot of them lining up too. And I know some too. I ain't gonna put y'all on blast. But like I was just saying
too. I know some gods that got it.
They say, yo, bro, they say my body, my choice, right? But except for when it comes to this. It doesn't make sense. Like y'all gotta really sit back and think about it. My body, my choice. It's my body, my choice, regardless. Anytime. If I don't want something inside of me, it shouldn't be forced to have it put inside of me. This idea of a germ growing. And think about it now. Now the flu gone. Now every year you gotta get this. Like this has replaced it. Like what? Where was this at? I've been alive 37 years. How come this just now coming around? Now we got to get something for this every year now. The 38 years I've been alive before this, where was this at?
What about the hundreds of thousands of years that the black man has been on the planet?
I try to give you
to navigate this whole time without no shit coming up. See what enables people to believe this is real. Thank you, S. Okay. It says, I know people went to test for the virus but canceled last minute and still got an email with positive. Wow. Yeah. Or empty test that came back positive. Wow. That's crazy. Thank you for that, S. But just made me lose my train of thought.
You was talking about how it been around for over 100,000. Well, where was it? 100,000 years.
Oh yeah, where were all these? Oh, and what I was saying is the reason why people would believe something like this is because of the lie. Here's something else that you might agree with me. I don't know where you stand on this, but the lie of evolution.
Oh yeah, it's a lie.
Okay, the lie that, things get better over time. See, they're trying to act like, and that's why they don't mind admitting that the black man is the original man. Because if evolution is true, then the white man being the newer man would make him the better man. You see, and that's the bullshit. There is no such thing as evolution. One species cannot transform into another species. A fish does not turn into a lizard. A lizard does not turn into a monkey. A monkey doesn't turn into a man. It's all a fucking lie. But in order, now there's a thing called adaptation, and that's a whole different thing. But when you believe in evolution, when you believe that over time things can get better and stronger, and so now that over hundreds of millions of years, these microorganisms have become so strong and mutated into a new thing, and we live in a new time with the internet and new, like, the fuck out of here. You never heard the term "ain't nothing new under the sun"? You ain't never heard the term "there ain't nothing new under the sun," people? And you fucking believe in these motherfuckers that this is some new fucking germ and da 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 da, and then they gotta say, okay, we know nothing's new under the sun, so yeah, we gotta kind of admit that we were engineering this shit in a fucking lab out in Wuhan and all this type of shit. We gotta kind of throw that into the story too, because there is nothing new under the fucking sun. If this fucking shit existed in this fucking manner, it would have been fucking, we would have been seeing shit like this. We saw Lysol bottles with coronavirus already on the shit before this fucking happened. So coronavirus was a thing. It just wasn't this supposed strain and this supposed variant, that this self-replicating,
they throw them words around, right? Mutating variants, the new variant, they're like they promoting it like a Jordan sneaker, the new variant.
Exactly, the variant 1 coming out this Wednesday. Like, you know what I mean? We got the high top variant. I got the low top variant. Like, get the fuck out of here.
Say, luckily, the European variant, the jab works great with that. The jab worked great with the European variant. He said that. I posted it. I was like, this guy's crazy. But a lot of people say, okay, y'all talk about all the problems, the issues. What's the solution? I mean, the solution is first of all, the solution is you waking up. You realizing that you live on a prison planet, that you are really in a matrix, okay? And you understanding that the Earth didn't get it wrong. Like, the Earth had got it right. There is, like, all this medication that they feeding you is to keep you sick. It's $1 billion industry. I mean, it's $1 trillion industry. And let's be honest with you, that's money to kill and die for, right? So of course they want to keep you sick so they can keep making this money. You know what I'm saying? So you to stop putting your whole faith and your whole life in the hands of a system, and to understand that the Earth didn't get it wrong. The Earth got the answer to everything. Okay? The herbs of the earth can heal anything and everything. I mean, shout out to Dr. Sebi. He was real. Like, a lot of people don't, be talking shit about Dr. Sebi, but he was real knowledgeable in what he was saying. Absolutely. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it was the reason why he's not here, I believe. You know what I'm saying? That's another conspiracy theory, right? No. You know what I mean? No, it's like he pumping all the. How many holistic doctors had died in the past 20 years, bro? So many, hundreds. You know what I mean? We know Dr. Sebi because he was a black one. He was popular. The HIV thing, Left Eye, Lisa Lopez, you know what I'm saying, was connected to him. So, but it's a whole bunch of holistic doctors, you know what I'm saying? And, at the end of the day, I just wanted to get that out there, man. That's basically the solution, man, for you to understand that, the earth has the answer, man, and then stand up for medical freedom. That's the most important freedom we have right now, that we know that we need to fight for, because we don't even have it. You know what I mean?
The medical martial law right now. This is medical martial law. And, what I feel like the main thing that we need to do right now is mass non-compliance. Mask non-compliance. Like I walk in all these stores now. Fuck your mask. Like fuck your, like fuck your mask. I'm not fucking with it. Like you know what I mean. And a lot of these spots don't even say nothing no more. You know what I mean? Like um, but we all got to do this shit. It can't be just me. You know what I mean? Like we all got to. They can't stop us all. Like our strength is in numbers. The more of us that say we not going for this, if a motherfucker say, "Oh well, you got to have this in order to travel," well then we're not fucking with your airline or whatever the fuck the case may be. You know what I mean? We're gonna only fuck with airlines that don't require that. You know what I mean? And that's how you fucking beat them at their game because they want that money. They want that money, but they feel like you're going to comply, so they'll get compliance and the money. Nah, we're not complying. Stop the complying. And that, if you look, that's the biggest message that they put out here. That's why they kill black people, you know what I mean? For not complying. A lot of times white people don't comply in these videos with the police and all of that. But when a black person don't comply, they act like it's the worst fucking crime in humanity. You know what I mean?
Right.
And to where we're like, stop resisting. We're always screaming at people in the fucking video or whatever, somebody that's on the side. Oh, just relax. Just let them arrest you. Why? Like it's in your nature to not want to get fucking put into slavery by these fucking slave catchers. Like y'all should be fucking helping them get away. like start resisting. How the fuck you think this country was even founded? By these motherfuckers? They was resisting some shit against their own white oppression from other white people. You know what I mean? And they resisted that shit. Like, come on, y'all. Non-compliance. Resist.
Non-compliant. It got it, like you said, it got to be mass numbers.
Mass non-compliance. They can't get us all. They can't make us all do it. But they can trick us into doing this shit.
That's why they have to. That's why they got to lie.
Guilt you into it. You can have, because nobody wants to be the one that stands out and you feeling uncomfortable and they looking at me because I ain't got my mask on. You better put your fucking nuts on or whatever the fuck you need to put on, and you know what I mean? And be like, this is about freedom. Like this is, you know what I mean? And don't think, they'll try to align you. This ain't acting like you're down with Trump or nothing like that. Oh, this the shit the Trump people are on. Nah, this the shit that the motherfucker who really believe in being free are on. And it's a shame that a lot of white people believe that they're free. That's why they be moving like they're free. You understand what I'm saying? A lot of us don't really believe that we're free like that. We still got that slave mentality. We're still ready to do what we're told. That's why if they say take the mask off, they'll take it off. They say put it on, they'll put it on. Right now, you know what's so interesting to me? How weed is now legal, okay? In a lot of places. It's legal in New York State, right? So now think of the moral, like, shit that you used to get. I don't know if you smoke weed or anything like that.
I don't smoke.
Right. But just think of the moral shit that was attached to it when it was illegal. Your girlfriend's mom finds out you smoke weed or some shit like that, and you're the bad guy now. You know what I mean? Because, weed is looked down upon by the white man or whatever. But, hold up. Now the white man says it's okay. Now what you gonna do? Same woman that was looking down on this guy. Now they're saying you can smoke weed the same anywhere you can smoke cigarettes, and mom smokes cigarettes. Okay. So now what moral high ground do you have anymore? Like it's ultimately obliterated just because the white man said that it's cool. And that's crazy. Either it's not cool or it is. You see what I'm saying? But a lot of his laws are fucking arbitrary. You know what I mean? And they have no real moral basis. You know what I mean? You're not breaking any morals by running a red light. You know what I mean? Like that's a victimless crime right there. They'll make you pay for it and all kind of shit. Why? like, yo, it's a lot of crazy shit out here, bro. A lot of crazy shit. Did I just digress? I think I
No, it's so good. Yeah, it's
got
crazy out
into a
there.
bill. Feel
What'd you
free
say?
to. I said I just got into a bill. Feel free to just add on or whatever you might
Oh
get from
yeah,
it.
man. I mean, like right now. Also, I don't know if you into mushrooms. Mushrooms is now legal in certain states. Also, you know what I'm saying. And
I haven't taken mushrooms in a while, but I'm not opposed to them. Mushrooms are nice.
yeah, and psychedelics, I think that they should be taken carefully, but psychedelics is known to they, some states they're known to like heal like anxiety, depression, and other ailments. You know what I'm saying? They're great for stuff like that. And I know my experience with psychedelics is it was crazy. Like I always talk about my
Well, what kind of
experience with
psychedelics? Because mushrooms, I don't look
mushrooms.
at it like mushrooms and LSD is two different things, and LSD is a psychedelic. Like I would never fuck with no shit like that or acid. You understand what I'm saying? Like that's a psychedelic to me, and that's the type of shit that'll take you on a motherfucking trip that you don't want to go on. Is that what you
Well,
talk
so
about when you say psychedelics?
yeah, well, yeah, those are considered psychedelics. So I will say, like, in me, like I told you, me, what I call my spiritual awakening, I started to do like started to read stuff where people, took these type of
Peyote,
psychedelics. Huh?
peyote, that's a psychedelic.
Peyote also, yeah, peyote
What was
also.
the psychedelic that you took?
I took LSD, I took
Oh,
mushrooms, and I took DMT. Those three psychedelics
oh,
I took, and this
okay,
is all within like me as a grown man now, like me, reading up on it, wanting to have a spiritual experience after
right.
reading and you know what I mean, stuff like that. Not as recreational, I don't do that. You know what I'm saying? But I don't, you know what I mean. They all three different trips. To me, I didn't have no bad trip, and I would say to me the most intense was mushrooms.
Mm.
I guess because I took a lot. If somebody told me it wasn't a lot, I didn't know. I ate 3.5 grams of that shit. Yeah, when I tell you I was in another realm, I was literally in another realm, and I think it was like a life changing experience for me. I think all three of them was life changing for me.
Thank you,
You know what I'm saying?
Damien Wade.
And I'm not here to promote drug use or drug abuse or anything like that, but I do think that in a controlled environment, I think that any adult should try maybe mushroom, see what your experience would be like. I think you'll learn a lot about yourself. You'll learn that this realm there's other realms beyond this realm, and what you see, you're gonna see certain things, right? And it's you cannot I can't describe the experience to you, like I just can't. Like you just gotta just take it and then you'll understand. And I like back in the day when people used to be like, yo, I seen peak elephants. I believe them now. Like, because
Yes, I believe them
yeah,
now.
bro, because you go somewhere else and I know what I saw is real. You can't
Mm,
tell me I was hallucinating. Like, I don't even like that word anymore because I
mm.
know it was as real as I synced it. But I just know that I wasn't here. I was somewhere else. So, and I just brought that up because you say, like how they crack it down on weed and they crack down on things like that, like psychedelics, because they take you to a different level of awareness and they actually help you to grow. Like they help you, it's like they do something to the neurons in your brain, and it's just like you ever seen the movie Limitless, where he took these pills and the pills made him like more brighter, like he can do anything he put his mind to. I kind
Okay.
of look at mushrooms like that, like, you know what I mean, like microdosing on mushrooms. I microdose also on mushrooms. You know what I mean? I don't do it often now, but I was doing it, like, because after the mushroom experience I wanted to learn so much about it, because I'm like, why would God put something on this planet like that to make you have this type of experience? The experience is that intense, and like I said, in a controlled environment, it can be life changing. You know what I'm saying? So
Well, what I want to say about that, from what I know about, these psychedelics and all of that, is that they're more of an artificial way to get to a certain place that you can reach through meditation.
I believe
Okay.
so, but I
No,
wouldn't
you
say
definitely
artificial, bro, because mushrooms isn't artificial.
well, LSD, or not mushroom, but I'm talking more of a LSD type of
Right.
acid and shit like that. Um, Those are more of a artificial way to get to a certain place that is real, like you're saying. Um, but you can get there without the aid of anything. So you got to understand these are just chemicals. Chemicals are in your brain right now. You can release certain chemicals just by thinking certain things in your mind right now. You understand what I'm saying? So when we meditate, we release certain, serotonins and melatonins and all kind of shit in our brains that produce the same results of what you're talking about with using these external things. You can do this internally yourself. Sometimes people need a little jump start. You see what I'm saying with these things? And I believe that's why, and I believe mushrooms, again, that's why I have fuck with that. That's the only one I would fuck with out of anything on that list. And I'm talking today, like, you know what I mean? Like back in the day, I used to smoke, not like a head, but I used to smoke dust. That would be the equivalent of, to me, like a LSD or some shit like that, or taking acid.
I wanna piggyback off what you're saying because you're right. You know what I mean? But that, like I said earlier, when you start to go down this rabbit hole, you start to see that everything is connected. So why you think that, like, they messing with our food? They trying to give us these artificial drugs that cure us, right? Under the law of America, like, it's law that only thing that can cure anything is a drug, but we know that a drug never cured anything, right? So if I sell you an orange and tell you the vitamin C in here could cure your cancer, I can go to jail for that. But I say that to say that, like, that's why they want to calcify our pineal gland. You know what I mean? Like, we can do all this stuff naturally, but we like, they want to, our temple have to be right though. Like, you know what I mean? Your body, like, you can't do it, like, because your body is focusing on trying to heal itself. Like, you can't reach that level if you're not putting the right nutrition in your body, if you're not nurturing the body, if you're not getting enough sun. You know what I'm saying? I seen a video, I forgot who was saying this the other day, but I was watching a video. It was like, yo, we black people, we do the most dumbest shit. Like, in the winter, in the summertime, we put the AC on, we stay in the house. You know what I'm saying? In the wintertime, we put the heat on. Like, we don't get enough sun. We're not stepping outside to our natural element and taking in our first source of energy. You know what I'm saying? And I want to say something about LSD also. LSD was a CIA experiment. If people don't know that, it was put out by the CIA as an experiment to see how it would, just like crack was. Like, you know what I mean? But with the thing with LSD, like, if you think about it, that's during the hippie movement. You know what I'm saying? And if you look at that movement was about peace on earth, right? The hippies was like, they was hippies, like, they was harmless. They didn't really like that. Like, the hippie movement was dismantled by the CIA. I mean, because LSD can also have an how can I say it? LSD, it can also have a effect on you in a way where it can wake you up to different realities and in a good sense, like, you know what I'm saying, like, not in a bad sense, but even though it's still an artificial, you know what I'm saying, it's not natural, it still can help you in certain ways. So
right, but it can harm you if you take too much of it too.
it definitely can, but like I said, that's why I say in a controlled environment. LSD, I mean, there's mostly, and this is not me being, biased or anything. Mostly white people, when they do these type of drugs, they OD on them, like those type of shit. So you hear these stories where niggas is popping 8, 9, 10 tabs. Like, my nigga, how high you trying to get? You know what I mean? Of course you're gonna see some. You going down different portals now. You're gonna see some shit that's, yo, that trip was bad, man. I seen the devil. Yeah, you gonna see what your mind gonna create that shit. Nigga, you in a different realm you don't even understand. Like, you really going to different realms. You need a guide there. You need a guru with you when you trying these psychedelics. So this shit is really real, man. You know what I'm saying? But I agree with you with that, with the LSD. It's artificial, it's not natural. Mushrooms is the way to go, yeah. I fell in love with them, man. Like, I don't even smoke weed. I'm not a person who do drugs. Like, I came up in the crack era. You know what I mean? My family was on drugs, so, like, I'm one of them. I'm an 80s baby. So us 80s baby, we didn't use, most of us didn't use drugs because we see what it did to our families, but we sold it. You know what I mean? But we didn't use it because of that. So I'm not a drug person. But I wanted to try these psychedelics to have a spiritual experience in it, and I did. DMT, I left my body, my nigga. Like, that was crazy.
Wow.
That was the DMT is also we produce DMT ourselves in our brain. You know what I mean? So, but DMT is also made through plants also. So DMT is natural. It's the active ingredient in ayahuasca. You know what I'm saying?
I know Dr. Ma'at. Shout out to Dr. Ma'at. She's in the chat right now. She's probably fucking getting all excited right now because we're talking about all of this.
Oh, she's into psychedelics and all that type of stuff.
She just, she knows a lot about healing and
But that's my message for false psychedelics. They have healing properties.
What's that? Say that again.
That's my message for psychedelics, that they have healing properties, not to promote it as some recreational shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And I'm just saying that, yeah, that's cool. And that's how it should be. She said, LOL, Lord Jamal. Yeah, just like everything in moderation, including moderation. You know what I mean? Like, we don't want people to go out there and fucking wow out on these psychedelics. And I'm just letting you know that the same effect that psychedelics can give you can give yourself through.
I agree.
You know what I mean? Meditation, through clearing your chakras and being able to get to that point where you're here. You know what I mean? And then you'll be able to travel in these same, but it takes work. It takes more work to do all of that. You see what I'm saying? Like maybe the word should have been a shortcut rather than artificial. It's more of a shortcut to get to those places. I like better. I like that better. It's a shortcut. Yeah, because it's definitely work, especially to get past those first 3 chakras of, you know what I mean, personal fucking bullshit that we going on. Then we gotta fucking, get through the love, and then we got to be able to tell the truth. That's hard for all of this shit. Is hard for some people to get to in order to get to that point where they can get there and now, astral travel and all that type of shit that these things enable you to do. So yeah, it takes what? That's right, Crook from the Brook, and thank you for your donation. Discipline. Which is why they like to make people undisciplined. You see what I'm saying? Because the answer is in discipline. That's what makes you God, is your discipline. Being able to manifest something with your mind, and when you have these, see, what will scare somebody on one of those type of trips is they don't have the discipline of mind. They don't know where their mind might take them. You see? So that's when you could have a bad trip, because you might have demons up in there that you weren't addressing and shit like that. And now here they come biting at you in your trip.
Mm-hmm. I will say it put everything right in front of your face. It definitely will. So like, you're faced with everything. Like, it ain't no escaping it for 6 hours.
What I wanted to say real quick though, when you said you was an 80s baby and you didn't want to fuck with drugs, I was thinking, I am a late 60s baby, who grew up in the 70s. And one of the main things that you did not want to do, it wasn't that you didn't want to do any drugs, but the drug that you definitely didn't want to do was heroin.
Yeah,
and
heroin.
Jabbing it. Okay. And now it's funny. Now, fast forward, we had such an aversion to needles and shit back then. Now they want you to fuck with needles and shit like that. You see what I'm saying? Like that was some shit I used to be nervous about, because like you can go to the beach back in the 70s and like there might have been dirty needles on the fucking beach. Some people would get pricked with a dirty needle in their foot, and this is before AIDS and all that type of shit, but niggas knew you can get some kind of disease or some shit from stepping on a dirty, that these people was dirty. They shooting heroin and shit like that, and they could have and they probably did have some form of AIDS back then, like, you know what I mean, that them people was experimenting with on these fucking junkies and shit like that. So they gave us an aversion to these needles, not wanting to fuck with the needles, and boom, now they want you to love it. Is all I'm saying. It's fucking crazy. Now they want you to be in love with a needle.
Right. Not me. They
Yeah.
love needle. And you know, so another thing is that nowadays these kids are still on. Well, not still, but they're on heroin just by a different name. It's called a different name now. They call it's lean and it's oxycontin and it's perks. You know what I mean? Those are opioids. Like it's
Right.
heroin. Heroin is made from opium. Like so, like it came around full circle, and it's crazy. And I think you know what I think is worse now is because we see these kids dying from at an early age in their 20s and 30s. Like I know dope fiends, and you got people back in the day who overdose, but I know 50, 60, 70-year-old dope fiends. Like I don't know 50, 60, 70-year-old people that sipping lean. I don't think we're even gonna, you know what I mean, see that because it's either they're gonna quit or they're gonna die. It's taking out people. You know what I'm saying? Early. I don't know. Maybe it's a part of the Depop agenda also. Who knows? But yeah.
I mean, of course it is. It's always going to be they got many prongs to the attack. You know what I mean? Many ways to try to weaken our existence, our culture, our society as original people, you know, especially in this fucking country. So, you know, drugs, disease, fucking prison, fucking having us fucking shoot each other and kill each other, and you know, eating bad, and all of these different things combined, you know what I mean, are helping them try to you know, get to their goal, get that number down to 0.
Or like the Georgia Guidestones say, 500 million.
Come on. Like, how you gonna get the shit down to 500 million and there's what? 7 billion people on the planet, right? Like, you know how many people have to go to get it down that low? Really? Well, hey, people. Hey, Bill Gates and all y'all motherfuckers that made the Georgia Guidestones. If there's too many people, why don't you start with yourselves?
But you know what's gonna happen?
Get rid of yourselves.
I think Plan B and C is gonna come into effect because I think the jab is gonna move a lot slower because I think people is resisting. And Plan B and C is why the hell is the CDC keep talking about a goddamn zombie apocalypse? Ain't that supposed to be some movie shit? Why is the CDC really has on their website? No, this is no conspiracy thing.
I know. Yeah.
Like, why?
They're gonna fuck around and turn these motherfuckers into zombies.
Exactly.
You get this fucking shit, and now you're gonna get a hankering for fucking.
I think it's by any means. All like I said, I got it on my page.
You're gonna get a hankering for human flesh out this motherfucker.
Right. All they're gonna be Plan C, and like I said, I got it on my page back when the shit first started, right in March last year. I said, "Yo, let's not rule out a fake alien invasion right now. This is the perfect time to do it." People laughed at me, snickering. People laughed at me. Yo,
hang on. What sign are you, bro? What sign are you? What sign are you?
Oh, Aries.
Aries. Okay. Aries are my people. I'm a Virgo. Okay, so you know about Project Bluebeam.
Project Bluebeam, exactly.
Okay, yes. So people, I've been telling you people because yes, this is the perfect time to do it. And just recently, the government's trying to admit that UFOs exist and all of this type of shit.
Obama comes out now and say it too.
And he says it too. Yeah, they're real, but we don't know what they are. Here's the thing, people. Please, whatever you do, please don't fall for it. Okay. What they want to do is create a fake attack on the people using vehicles that we haven't seen before, that we believe they don't have the technology to move like they always say. Oh, we don't have vehicles that move like that, but yes, they do have vehicles that can move like that. That's number one. Number two, they're also going to combine it with holograms. Okay, so they have very realistic holograms that they could put up above a fucking city, make it look like, and you already have a frame of reference from movies like Independence Day of what it's going to look like and all, how big the shit should be and all that. So now you see a giant fucking thing, coming over New York City and then Russia and all that. And all of a sudden shit starts bombing down on you and all this type of shit. It's not aliens. Okay. There is no fucking outer space the way they fucking claim there's an outer space.
Ain't no outer space. Thank you, man.
That's number one. Okay. Ain't no fucking Darth Vader coming to fuck you up and all of that type of shit. It's them. Okay. It will be them. Okay.
The destruction will be real, y'all, but the
right, but they're going to try to use that as a come on now. The whole world needs to come together. We got to stop fighting each other. It needs to be a one world because we need to fight against this other world that's fighting against us, even though it's still going to be an unseen enemy because you're going to see the ships, but you're not going to ever really see the beings or whatever. Just like you don't really see, you can't isolate this fucking so-called see knowledge born, that you can't isolate that in a petri dish and like show somebody the see knowledge born virus. Like, you know what I mean? Like it just, you can't do it because it's not something, that's really real. But anyway, it will be the same with that. There is no fucking aliens. There is no outer space the way they claim there is. All the planets are not round.
No, not.
Those are all CGI images.
All CGI images. There is no what they call ISS space station.
None of that shit. They've never been to outer space. They've never been to the moon. The moon and the
I get people, bro,
are right here with us in our atmosphere.
Who was it? It was who was it that spoke to them on the phone? Reagan, right? The nigga spoke to them out of space on a landline, my nigga. We can't get service. We just got finished saying we can't get service in the airplane. This nigga was on a landline talking to them on the moon.
Right. Oh, did you see the latest bullshit though? When the Japanese or Chinese claimed that they just landed on Mars, yet they had and they had a video of something that was filming the shit that was already on Mars, showing the shit landing. They're following down a camera that's following it down and all that as it touches the ground. Hey, we just landed on Mars. Who the fuck took the picture? Who took the video? What are you gonna say? Oh, we sent some shit. Nah, y'all motherfuckers is full, and it looked fake as fuck. Like, y'all motherfuckers are so gullible. Did you just see? Okay, speaking of gullible, and just showing how everything is fake. Did you see your boy Biden when he was driving the truck?
Nah, what truck?
So Joe Biden was in like a pickup truck. First of all, let me ask you something. When have you ever seen a president drive ever?
Never. Ever.
Obama was our youngest, most virile president. I never saw him behind the wheel of a vehicle.
Nah, he's like driving.
So why the fuck would they put Sleepy Joe, behind the wheel? I'll tell you why. Because they want to make him look younger. They want him make him look like he can control the country, that he can navigate us through whatever's going on out here. And they even made him speed off at one point. Well, guess what? Guess what? He wasn't really driving. The fucking truck he was in has 2 steering wheels. The fucking Secret Service guy that was next to him was the real driver. And they show, first of all, they show the interior in another picture of what this fucking what this truck looks like on the inside. And then they showed the picture from the fucking news footage. And when they slow it down, you could see the fucking guy sitting right next to him with his hands on another steering wheel.
So much
And then they
deception.
said, can we ask you about Palestine? He said, no, not unless you stand in front of this when I pull off. And then he said, I'm just teasing.
Oh my God, man! I can't, man. And I'm so upset
I can't make this up.
at the people who advocated for him, especially our black leaders, like clowns, man. Like,
oh, and they just signed. He just signed the seed knowledge born the Asian crime bill or some shit like that. Only after a year of Asian so-called Asian violence, they get a crime bill.
Well, what about when the pandemic started and the Asians was going crazy kicking Africans out their country? Like, you remember that? You know what I mean? They was violating them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
What about that? But it is what it is, man. Trans and gay people get more rights, got things passed for them before black people, and that's just crazy. And that's just crazy.
Something passed before black people, and y'all motherfuckers better recognize that all that fucking voting and all that bullshit is some fucking bullshit. And stop being fooled by the shit every fucking time. Oh, I like that Shamdemic. I haven't seen that one before.
That's Shamdemic.
Shamdemic. Hang on. Yeah, let's put that on the screen. Thank you, Chipmunk.
Shamdemic.
Well, I see we we definitely agree about a lot of things. I'm glad you know about shit like
Oh, most definitely.
A lot of the fakery. I'm just saying, if you lie about just some of the most basic things, like you're gonna really try to trick me into thinking that this man was driving, all because you want us to believe that he's got shit under control when he really doesn't, and you're just trying to send out a psychological signal, and you think that we're so stupid that we don't understand what the fuck you're trying to do. Like,
it's the harsh reality is that people can't accept that everything, like you said, everything is a lie. We like you said, I was still saying it. We don't live on a spinning ball. I'm sorry, y'all. If you thought we did, you've been fooled. We do not live on a spinning ball. It doesn't make sense that somebody is upside down in Australia right now, and the only thing that's holding all their organs together at the same time
called gravity.
Called gravity, right? But at the same time, a fly can defy gravity. So gravity has to be intelligent then, right? Because it can hold all your organs together, and it can hold the ocean up, but it can it somehow allows the bird.
Mm-hmm. Not even a little fly. Sense. How about a water bubble?
A water bubble. But the force is so massive.
How about water vapor? How about when water evaporates? How about that? What's it doing then? Is it defying this so-called thing, or is it really about density and buoyancy? And just if something is heavy and the air around it is lighter,
the air around it.
It's gonna drop. Whatever is around it will determine if it rises, falls, or just stays buoyant. It's a very simple concept. It doesn't create any magical, it doesn't make any magical claims where it makes things stick upside down or people are walking sideways or tilted, like it's fucking, again, and again, more lies. Like, I don't know if you know about exosomes and things of that nature, but again, the reason why we believe that you can catch all this shit and they got you wearing masks, not just because of evolution, but because of the germ theory. But because of this germ theory where they believe that I can get you sick and you can get me sick. Viruses are things, are just toxins inside your body, okay? And my body, we all have our own toxins, and sometimes we expel toxins at the same time around, the same time of year as people. But that doesn't mean we're giving it to each other. You understand what I'm saying? I can't catch sickness from you the same way I can't catch health from you. People do not understand that. I can't
Right.
cough my health onto you,
I like how
nor
you just said that. Right.
nor can I cough my sickness onto you. It's studies have been shown. They've done the studies. They had horses, fucking, sick horses cough into a hooded bag or whatever. Put the hood on a healthy horse. Nothing fucking happens. Like they've done shit like this with humans. Like you don't catch sickness. So again, what we've been taught in school from babies. See that, and that's why they teach you a lot of this shit when you're very young, when you can't really, they teach you all of this shit in third grade about the earth and all of that, like it's a done deal. And, Columbus was, they were stupid. They thought it was, shut the fuck up. But anyway, so they teach you mad lies from a child. They indoctrinate you from a child. And think about this, like, we don't know these fucking people. We don't know these scientists. We don't know these politicians. And we don't know these school teachers. We send our children off in the most impressionable times in our lives and give them over to strangers. Many times strangers who do not have our best interests at heart. Okay. If you really do your research, you'll find out that basically the education system was hijacked by the Rockefellers and the motherfucking Carnegies and people like that. So whatever the fuck they want in there is what's in there now. And that's why you learn about evolution. That's why you learn about germ theory. That's why you learn that you're on a fucking spinning ball and all of this type of shit. Not because it's true, because your fucking oppressors it made that your fucking reality. Exactly. And now we're coming with fucking facts, and you need to fucking stop calling us fucking conspiracy theorists and actually research what the fuck we're talking about. I was one who was trying to debunk. I thought that fucking flat earth shit was ridiculous. I said, man, this is fucking ridiculous. I'm going to debunk this shit. Watch this. Went out and started studying it, tried to do it, couldn't do it. Why? Because it can't be done.
Can't be done. I tell anybody, 20 minutes in the flat earth, you're going to become a flat earther. 20 minutes.
The more you study and really study, the more you'll see, wow, these motherfuckers lie about everything. And that's when you really understand the scope of the lies. Like, look at your Bible. It says the devil is the deceiver. He is the greatest deceiver. Like, he's deceiving you about so many things that, the smallest shit he's trying to deceive you about. And it's fucking crazy. So, y'all can act like we're the crazy ones and all of this. Oh, I get people in my comments. Yeah, but you believe that the earth is flat. Eat a fucking dick backwards, bitch. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't believe shit. I know. I deal on actual facts. I deal on what can be showed and proved. You're the one dealing with fucking, the devil's technology and dealing on face value of what the fuck he tells you and believing in his CGI and all this type of shit. Well, then why are all the fucking planets? Have you ever looked at a planet yourself through a fucking telescope? Have you? No, No, you didn't. You don't even know
what it looks like.
What planet really looks like.
You know what a planet really looks like? It looks like a when they put like sound next to water.
Yes.
And it forms a shape. That's what it really looks like. It doesn't look like this ball, this solid rock.
It looks like pulsating. Sometimes it changes colors. It changes shape. Yes. It is not a sphere. The only two spheres that you really see is the fucking sun and the moon. Those are the only two spheres that you really see. And here, and again, I love to get this analogy, right? So you have a pool table, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you have all the pool balls on the table, right? Now all the balls are round, right? Why would we assume that the table was round? Just because all the balls on the table was round.
Right.
So if the table is looking out at the balls and all he sees is round balls, should the table assume that it's round even though it's on a flat surface?
Mm.
Even though it's square and it has nothing cylindrical about it? You see how stupid you motherfuckers like
Yo, but I tell people all the time,
oh my
they be
goodness.
like, well,
I just lost your sound. Sabotage ye.
am I back?
Yeah, you're back. You're back.
Yeah, somebody was trying to call me. But we don't have to prove that the earth is flat. Like, because when we wake up, what we see is a flat surface. Like you have to prove, because you told me that I live on a
Right.
spinning ball. So
Right.
you have to prove it to me, and you have not proved it.
Nope. Other than trying to laugh it off and all this type of shit.
Mathematical equations or CGI.
I love when they say, oh, well, then tell me where the edge is. Tell me where the edge of space is first. Y'all the motherfuckers that said that, where does space end?
Who said it's the edge of the earth though? So if you still thinking about
they keep saying
the earth,
yeah, they keep thinking you can fall off and all of this type of shit,
right.
like what the devil told you. That was the original premise, because
right.
the devil was scared he'd fall off the edge, and so now you're still thinking of what they told you in fucking third grade about falling off a fucking edge, when really, if you want to get down to it, there's a fucking there's an ice perimeter. So there is no falling off, you fuckheads. But anyway, but again, I said, but again, they don't question where is the edge of so-called outer space. Like, where is that? They don't know. They've never even seen anything close to that. They just, again, go by the face value of what their fucking master told them. That's one that you shouldn't trust is who you trust. You're talking about, I trust science. Like, these are the same scientists that at one point said black people were closer to monkeys and shit like that. Like, that we weren't even real human beings. At one point, that's what their scientists said.
Exactly.
And you're telling me you trust science? You trust science? Really? Come on, bro.
I'm pretty sure you get this too. Cause I get this, like, yo, Hulk, I feel like you're real knowledgeable when you talk about the vegan, or you're a real smart dude, but I don't believe that other shit. So if you feel like I'm an intelligent dude, why can't you just for 1 second just take their time or see why this intelligent dude believe that this is not this earth is not a ball? Like,
why would I be stupid all of a sudden over here, but I'm super smart over here, right? But I'm dumb here, but I'm super smart here. Like,
at least take the time out to understand why I'm saying that. Don't just I can believe that, but I can't believe in this reptilian or this shit. Like, just take the time out to just study a little.
A little bit. Just that's all. Like, don't take nothing on face value. That's what I'm saying. And if I tell you something, look into it, but don't just try to laugh it off and dismiss it, because you may come to find out what I fucking came to find out. You know what I mean? And if so, then you'll have to decide whether you're brave enough to speak the truth out loud, because sometimes the truth can be embarrassing if everybody's not in on it. If everybody's not in on the truth, then the truth can be sometimes uncomfortable. And it could put you in an uncomfortable position. But me, having this knowledge for so long, being in what's called the 5% nation, I already know that I'm part of a minority. You see what I'm saying? A minority of truth tellers. So I'm already comfortable in that position. It doesn't,
right.
It don't faze me. You see what I'm saying? Because I already know. Most people don't know. 85% don't know. 10% do, but use that to control the 85. And then there's the 5.
That's right.
There's the 5 that know the truth and speak the truth, tell the truth to the 85. But the 85s are hard to lead in the right direction, easy to lead in the wrong direction.
That's right. We doing our due diligence, and that's all that matters, trying to help wake them up.
Well, man, glad to hear a lot of this. I love when I'm able to sit down and talk to another Flat Panther. That's what I call it. Yeah. Shout out to all the Flat Panthers out there. My physical reality, my man AL. Yeah, we out there. We out there. So yeah, go look into it, y'all. Again, it all comes back to, and see, when we know how they lie about that, and then when we look at what we're going through right now,
exactly,
we know the depths of how deep the lie goes.
Everything is a
Now
lie.
and then when you see your man pull up in the truck, but he didn't really pull up in the truck,
Right.
like that just shows you it's all fake.
So fake. Why though? This is what people always ask. Why would they lie about the earth being round? Why would they lie? What, to keep you from realizing who you are, to keep you stuck in that prison system. Like, why not? Like, why would you think they wouldn't? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, they've been lying. So why wouldn't they lie about something on a larger scale if they're gonna lie about stuff on a smaller scale?
It's to take God out of the equation, and God is you. They want to take you out of the equation because this all was created by God, by you.
Exactly.
By your mind. And now we have, as God, we have placed ourselves in all these different vessels so we can experience our creation as different things, as Lord Jamar, as Hocus 4/5, as Lou God, as North Star, and everybody up in the chat, as this microphone, as that camera. You know what I mean?
Exactly what I said on my last post on Instagram. You know what I mean? I'm God, experiencing myself as Hocus 4/5, and you know, and that's like I said earlier. Like, we not demons, we not on demon time. We gods, man. That's when we bring up the talk about God in this generation is so uncool, and it's like that's why I made me make that post. Like, nah, and every chance I get, I'm gonna spread that message. You know what I'm saying? Like, you a God out there, man. You watching this, you are God. I don't even look. Some people, yo, no, you God with a little G. There's a there's a most high, but we emanate from that most high. There's one source that we all come from, and there is no separation. Just a perception of separation that we've been taught, because we've been taught the things outside of ourselves. When in reality, everything is happening within. Even the things that you see, your brain is interpreting it for you and making you see it that way. So it's really all happening inside anyway. You know what I'm saying? But there really is no separation. I mean, we can disagree on certain beliefs, but you know, I think most of us can agree on that there is a most high God, or there's a source that we all emanate from. It's just people like me and Lord Jamar, we understand that that source is us also having this experience. We don't see no separation from it. And when you understand that, like I always say, especially this is to like the street dudes, the gangbangers, and if you look at the next dude and you know that he's God, and you God, like you're not gonna want to kill God. You're gonna be like, you're gonna want to unite with God. Think about that. Think about everybody, every melanated person on the planet having that analogy right there. It's over. It's over for them. Their whole reality destroyed. It's like, you know what I'm saying? That alone, knowing who you are. And they took that from us, and we here to restore that.
You know what's so ill? As we was just talking about God and all that right now, just right. I looked up in the corner at the time, right? And remember how you said 12, 12, 12 or whatever?
Yeah.
Bro, we was on 2 hours, 22 minutes, and then it rolled to 22 seconds.
That's crazy.
At one point, it was all 2, 2, 2, 2, all twos. That was some deep shit, right? It, like, if people understand angel numbers and shit like that, that was some shit right there. Yo, my brother, I've thoroughly enjoyed this conversation, bro, and I feel like we should have more in the future. You know what I mean?
Anytime.
Come on back. I would. I know you do your IG lives. I'll be happy to come on to your IG live and you know, do the damn thing over there. No problem.
Right, most definitely. It's good. We're gonna have to do the same censorship because they be censoring me over there too.
I know.
You know, but yeah, most definitely, bro. Thanks for having me. I appreciate you, bro.
Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, friend to the Godcast, Hocus 4/5.
Yeah.
Thank you, bro.
All right, bro.
All right, y'all. That was a great one. I like that brother right there. A alike, B alike, C alike. That's what I'm talking about, y'all. Yeah, thank y'all for coming through. Nah, this ain't a stoner conversation. This is a awake conversation. Yeah, I appreciate y'all for coming through. Oh, the stupidest show ever. All right, eat a fat dick and get out of here. You're gone. See how easy that was? All right, y'all. Thank you for coming through. Thank you for everyone who donated tonight. Asia, thank you. She's a YouTube VIP. Thank you to all my regulars. Akibulan, Andre Mathis, Akibulan. Yeah, I appreciate y'all for coming through. We will be back soon. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Click the like button if you haven't clicked it. Oh, first of all, before I go, I know you see the gear. I know you see the Godcast hat, Godcast t-shirt. Only one place for the official Godcast and official Brand Nubian gear. Go to www.hoodg.com to get your official Godcast gear. Oh man, we got flavors going on right now. Yeah. So check us out. We appreciate the support. You know, we striving to keep truth alive. And that's how we do it, y'all. Once again, for the Not a Mean Godcast, I'm Lord Jamar. Peace to my Godcast family. Peace.